Going on, everybody? Good old JM here with you on this Throwback Thursday as we present yet another out of the archives right here on the Casa D18 Studios. JJ, I know, has been working tirelessly to comb through everything on the NoDQ channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, on his own Casa D18 Studios, on the J. Hebert 95 Studios, the Simple Man brand, to present to you something that you may not have seen before, something that you haven't seen in a long time, perhaps. I know I'm looking forward to what the Renegade has in store, and I hope you are too. Kick your feet up, enjoy a little respite from the craziness of a Thursday, and enjoy this classic content right here on the Casa D18 Studios.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to another edition of the NoDQ Review. Thank you for that, Wrestling Jesus. I am being joined by, as usual, El Virtuoso, our great moderator extraordinaire. How's it going, El Virtuoso?
It's going great, Aaron Rift. We have a lot to talk about.
As
today.
always.
Yes, and we are also being joined once again by good old JM, Jeff Meacham, and filling in for Big Vito this week. Unfortunately, Vito has some family issues. Hopefully, he'll be back on at some point. But filling in for the time being for Big Vito is the Wrestling Trivia Challenge Champion of the World, Mr. Gregory Cherry. How's it going, Greg?
I'm no longer the new guy. Woo! All right.
Yeah, you're no longer the new guy. Yes, the two-time champion. Looking forward to season 4 when that starts, but that's another show. We got a lot to talk about in the wrestling world here today.
Right. So, El Virtuoso, go ahead and get us started with some topics. Let's talk some wrestling.
Okay, No DQ Galaxy. We missed something last week, so we're going to kick off the show today by talking about the fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, which is no longer called that. It is the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Obviously, everybody knows of Moolah's past. If you don't, I'm sure you can find it on the internet. So I want each one of your thoughts on how WWE even let that happen in the first place, especially with sponsors for WrestleMania. Greg, PA Sensation. By the way, hello, I'm El Virtuoso. I'm going to start with you, man.
Hola. So the fact that it even got to TV is a little baffling. I'm sure they had no malintentions. They just wanted a special battle royal, and they just used Mae Young for the Mae Young Classic. They probably could have used a different female that's passed away, like China's name was known. But I understand what they were going for. They just didn't really think it through. I was excited for the match itself. Like, I didn't even think about Moolah's name being attached to it at all. I was just looking forward to, hey, all the women from the company are going to be in this battle royal, and maybe a couple outside of the company. So I'm excited for that. I was excited for the match itself. I still am. So the fact that the name change doesn't bother me that much, but I can understand how it would upset somebody else.
Jeff, I want to ask you, so there's also going to be the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. So with 2 Battle Royals at WrestleMania, and we know it's going to be a 7-hour event if you count the kickoff show and everything that happens before. But do both of these matches go on the pre-show? Does one get on the main show and one not? Go ahead.
I think the negative backlash surrounding the women's battle royal will probably move that match to the pre-show, number one, a kickoff show. Excuse me, Vince. I apologize for the incorrect naming of your show. My bad, Mr. McMahon. I'm sorry. Yeah, the fact that they allowed that to happen, the fact that they let the Moolah, the name slip by, it's like everybody knows, and if they don't know, they know somebody that does know about Moolah's shady past with the women she trained and housed and whatnot. I honestly think the best way to do it would have to be both battle royals on the kickoff show. That way the matches actually mean something or on the main show.
Good point, Jeff.
Interesting.
I just wanted to say that I think when it comes to the Moolah name being used, I think WWE underestimated the power of social media and the kind of impact it would make. I think that's what happened there. As far as the Battle Royal, where it's going to be, I think the women's is going to be on the kickoff, and I think the men's will be on the main show because there is an Andre the Giant documentary coming up soon.
True.
I feel like that match is going to get the priority. I mean, 2 matches or 3 matches have to be on the kickoff, and there's a lot of strong matches for WrestleMania. I think one of the weakest matches is the Women's Battle Royal, and I hate to say it to all the 205 Live fans out there, but I have a feeling that the 205 Live championship match is going to be on the kickoff. El Virtuoso, anything you would like to add to that?
Actually, I'm more interested in Greg on his rebuttal to you saying that the women's one's going to be on the pre-show. Greg, go ahead, because I saw you shaking your head, and we need to know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I actually think it's going to be reversed. I mean, this is the first women's battle royal, technically. I mean, they had one at 25, but that was a freaking joke. So this is the first legitimate all-women battle royal that they're going to have at WrestleMania, and I think they want to have the importance of that on the main show. So they'll probably have some women from the past again. They might have Trish, they might have Lita, they might have people that were in the Royal Rumble, but they also might have a couple surprises. And they said it's open to everybody in NXT. So I think even with the Andre Memorial Battle Royal being on the card, and even with his documentary coming out, they've been doing that match the last 4 years. And admittedly, it's kind of lost its luster a little bit because the winners don't do anything.
That's true. I agree with you, Greg. I think the Andre will be on the kickoff show and the women's will be on the main show. Aaron?
Yeah, so Greg, let me ask you a question then. In your opinion, at this point, which matches go on the kickoff? You think the men's battle royal is going to be on the kickoff? What else goes on the kickoff in your opinion?
I think you're right with the Cruiserweight Championship, which is... I feel bad for the show or for the matches that go on the kickoff because it's like, okay, you worked all year to get to WrestleMania and you're wrestling before the entire crowd gets there. It was different when I went to WrestleMania 28, which was only a few years ago, and they only had the one kickoff match, which was a triple threat tag. And honestly, I hope, and we might get to this later, we might not. I hope the Usos get a main card match.
Yeah,
which is kind of looking like the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, which I am completely fine with. And anybody who says, "Oh, the Bludgeon Brothers are going to ruin it," go back to Money in the Bank 2014, the Usos versus Harper and Rowan, 2 out of 3 falls. So that match was freaking fantastic. So if you think Harper and Rowan are going to bring this match down, watch that match, come back and be like, "Oh, this triple threat's going to be freaking awesome."
I think.
And how often have people wanted to see Luke Harper get a nice solid push? And it's in a tag team, but here we are. I mean, this is an opportunity. So, any other thoughts on that? If not, I'll do. 3 seconds. Yeah. Go ahead.
I know. Yeah. I just would like to see both battle royals get recognition, but like Greg said, the Andre show, the match just kind of lost its luster. But with his documentary being literally 2 days, I believe, after WrestleMania, they gotta give some sort of bigger momentum to that match, if nothing else than to honor Andre for his accomplishments and for him having the documentary in a couple days. So, again, we'll see how things play out on April 8th.
Yeah, and I think what they should do, if shows are on the kickoff, matches are on the kickoff show, that's fine. They should let people file in first, though, and not have that, what was it, Miz last year?
Yeah.
Or, that match. Yeah, so that's what they need to do. Yeah. Just have a big event, make sure the crowd's already there. All right, Mark Henry is going to be in the Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame. I actually think this is, he's been kind of inactive for a while. I was a big fan of when he did the fake retirement gimmick with Cena. So to me, that would have been great if he was actually announced for the Hall of Fame back then and still did that gimmick and had a match with Cena. But the fact is, this is good news. This is really good news. I like Mark Henry, and heck, I remember the Nation of Domination. I mean, that was some of the best Mark Henry work leading into his stuff with China that I can remember. So, Jeff, I'll start with you. General thoughts on Mark Henry being in this year's class.
Big fan of Mark Henry going way back. I actually like the original gimmick he had, the Olympic champion coming, the Olympic qualifier coming in the WWE, and hopefully, he didn't really get off where he needed to get going there on the launch, but he joined the Nation not too long after that, and it went really well for him. Then, of course, Sexual Chocolate was a big deal in the Attitude Era, and more power to him. I think everything that happened with Kurt Angle is what they wanted to have with Mark Henry, because he was an Olympic athlete. They really wanted him to go far, and it just didn't happen that way. But since then, he's had a very interesting career. I don't know if it's a monumental career, but he has been world champion. He was ECW champion, and he had a big role in the Attitude Era as far as his impact. So he deserves it for sure. And Aaron, I think you'll agree with that.
Absolutely. I think he's had a very lengthy career. He's done a lot of things over the years. He's been serious. He's been doing comedy. He's done all sorts of different roles in WWE over the years. He's been a good ambassador for the company. I just hope that he wears that suit, the retirement suit from 2013 for his Hall of Fame speech. Greg, anything else you would like to add on Mark Henry?
I mean, Mark Henry has had a career where he's changed a lot. I mean, you figure you guys covered the Attitude Era stuff, but right after the 2002 draft, he came back and was still doing the World's Strongest Man gimmick, and then he aligned himself with Teddy Long, and then he was with Melina and Eminem for a short period of time, if you guys remember that, before he really got into his Hall of Fame stuff a couple years later. So Mark Henry has stood the test of time when a lot of people probably thought he wouldn't. And Mark Henry is probably one of the better big men in wrestling history, and probably still underrated to this day.
All right, I want to put all you on the spot. What do you think was the most memorable moment of Mark Henry's career? Play the Jeopardy music, Aaron.
Yeah, right.
All right,
Jeff, you're always Mr. Talkative. I'll start with you.
All right.
On the top of your head.
I honestly think when you look back at Mark Henry's career, the biggest moment in his career, and I'm not saying this to deride him or whatever, but I think it'll be the whole Mae Young giving birth to a hand thing. The fact that he was involved in that, and that sucks for Mark. But he beat Randy Orton for the world title. Yeah, but the thing, when you think of Mark Henry, you think of Mae Young and the relationship. So
yeah. Well, you know what? I think I would have to go with, I hate to say this too, the first thing that popped to my mind was Mark Henry and Sammy. I know, right? It's so bad. We shouldn't think of those moments. But you know what?
Jesus.
Seriously, the retirement, the fake retirement, like I said, with the suit, that was fantastic. That was his best serious moment. It was so
well done.
Yeah. Greg, your thoughts?
I'm going to give him a little more credit. I'm going to say his entire Hall of Fame run.
Okay.
Because that really showed how good Mark Henry was. Because they made him the dominant monster. They made him look like nobody could beat him. Which is okay, forget the last 15 years. This is Mark Henry now. He's dominant. and they made it work. Yep. And they made it work by making him destroy guys like Big Show and Kane and beating Orton for the title. And beating him in Hell in a Cell, too. So I'm giving his entire Hall of Fame run the nod there.
World's strongest champion.
I'll agree with you, Aaron. I like the whole angle of the fake retirement, the feud with John Cena. For comedy relief, not the Hand and Mae Young thing. I liked him dating China in the storylines. I think that really gave him an identity, obviously. Sexual chocolate, but that was a different time with that type of Attitude Era gimmick. But kudos to Mark Henry. All right, so on Raw, and it didn't even make the cut on Hulu, was the Ultimate Deletion. And what I noticed is, with all the great production WWE can give, I did not like it as much as what happened in TNA. And such that I think WWE didn't like it either, because Corey Graves rolled his eyes. Michael Cole said, I apologize. And there's just a lot of shots going towards Matt Hardy, and whether it's intentional or not. Aaron, I want to start with you. What are your general thoughts? And Bray Wyatt, what happens next for him? And I guess you could say Matt as well.
Well, that's a great question about Bray Wyatt. What's next for him? I've heard talk about him possibly being repackaged. We'll see what WWE does with him. Maybe he'll come back as Husky Harris. Maybe he'll come back as a modified Bray Wyatt, much like The Undertaker took his time off and then came back as the Ministry Undertaker. You could see Bray Wyatt have a little bit of a character overhaul in terms of his look and his beard. Maybe he could trim the beard or something. There's several things that could be done. Or maybe WWE does absolutely nothing and there's no follow-up to him going into the Lake of Reincarnation. Now, as far as the segment goes, I did enjoy it. It wasn't as good as the Final Deletion in TNA, but I feel that's what generally happens when you have sequels. The sequels are never quite as good as the original. They spend more money on the sequels. There are exceptions, Jeff. There are exceptions. But overall, I did enjoy the segment. I applaud creativity. I like when WWE thinks outside the box and tries some different things. So, Greg, let's go with you now. Your thoughts on it.
I enjoyed it. I knew it was going to be different, and anybody who watched the Final Deletion in TNA knew it wasn't going to be traditional. I saw a lot of people on Twitter bury it. People on Twitter don't bury anything. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I knew it wasn't going to be a Matt classic or it wasn't going to be a technical masterpiece, but I wasn't looking for it to be. I knew it was going to be silly. I knew it was going to be over the top, and it was a hell of a lot better than the House of Horrors. Let's be honest.
Definitely.
So I'm looking forward to see what they do with Bray Wyatt too, and what they do with Matt from here on out. Hopefully their feud is over. I saw somewhere on Facebook, and I'm sure there's nothing to this. Somebody was posting about Bray Wyatt coming back as like an IRS ripoff.
I like it.
See if he could probably pull it off, But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with him.
Well, before Jeff gives his thoughts, I had suggested an idea of maybe Bray Wyatt has an identity crisis, and every week he comes out as a different character from WWE history. Like one week he's IRS, another week he can be any number of characters, and just have him confused as to who he is. He's just confused, like Bray Wyatt doesn't know who he is, and he comes out as different people. I thought that might be interesting. But Jeff, your overall thoughts on this whole Final Deletion, Ultimate Deletion, whatever it's called, in Bray Wyatt's future?
First off, Rocky 2, Back to the Future Part 2. Better than the original. Okay. I would like Bray Wyatt to come back as Blackjack Wyatt. Family traditions. Make it happen. All right. The match was what it was. It was not going to be a 5-star Meltzer or whatever you want to call it classic. It wasn't going to be that. It was what it was. It was funny to watch. It wasn't as good, I don't think, as the TNA versions, but it was still fun to watch. I'm curious what they're going to do with Bray Wyatt legitimately going forward. Matt Hardy, it's like we saw the glimpse of Brother Nero at the very end of that the deletion match on Monday. So will we see Brother Nero come back for WrestleMania? Will he be cleared of these charges? Will the charges not affect him going forward? I'd like to see the Hardys, I'd like to see the broken Hardys or the woken Hardys in WWE. That'd be fun to see. But yeah, I liked the match, but I wasn't a fan of the whole broken stuff in TNA, so I'm kind of a biased figure. So.
All right.
Well, I think, that's a good point, Jeff. I think Matt and Jeff should have a run in WWE as those gimmicks and see where they go. As for Bray, he could probably resurface just as Bray Wyatt. They'll have the roster shakeup. He'll end up on SmackDown, and we'll see the same stuff over and over again. Personally, I think he should come out after some time off. And, why doesn't WWE give the mic to a talent and let him cut a fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall promo. You know, I mean, Bray Wyatt coming out, still calling himself Bray, and saying, "Look, everybody, I'm better than this, but they don't think I am in the back." That it's simple. I know we've seen this over and over again, but I mean, when has that really not worked? I mean, it made CM Punk a megastar. Yep. So that's all I'm saying. You know, we can win.
And it keeps you Jared mediocrity, so you know it goes both ways.
Very true.
Well,
sorry,
yeah, that's a good point. But you know, with Bray, why not try it? I mean, you're either gonna win or lose, right? Yep. He has nothing to lose, so
yeah.
All right, Roman Reigns came out on Monday Night Raw, and again, we haven't seen Brock for a while, and the U.S. Marshal gimmick. So we know about indie wrestlers playing cops, playing, you know, lawyers, different whatever, but this was really cheesy. I guess the Miranda rights were on an index card. You know, he got cuffed in the front. You know, and I don't know. I'm not in law enforcement, so I don't know when you get your hands behind your back versus in front. Obviously, we know he was going to take suplexes. So, Aaron, what are your thoughts here? Because I enjoyed Brock finally showing up, and did it give enough heat to this feud?
Well, I just wanted to say, aren't you usually on the other side of law enforcement? You know what I mean? Getting in a little bit of trouble, you know, trying to cross the border, getting into the United States, and that sort of thing.
All legal here,
baby. We're going to hell. Okay.
You're going to edit.
Sneaking across the border?
We are all legal here. Green card, we're good to go.
All right, just checking on you, El Virtuoso. Anyways, to answer your very well thought out question, I think that it was a good segment, but I think the one problem was referring to those guys as U.S. Marshals. I don't think that was necessary. They could have just been Vince's bodyguards or Vince's personal security. They could have brought J&J Security out there to take care of Roman Reigns, and then Reigns could beat him up. I know Greg is laughing, but they could have done any number of things. I think the mistake was having the U.S. Marshals come out. That was just a little bit too over the top, in my opinion.
Because shouldn't Roman be in jail right now for putting his hands on law enforcement?
Yeah, he committed a felony. So, you know, that's 10 years. I guess we'll be seeing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. But, Jeff, your thoughts on the whole segment?
I'm going to try to contain my verbiage because I was talking with Kayfabe Candy Ass about this on Facebook.
No.
Last night before last.
You didn't do it correctly. It's Kayfabe Candy Ass.
Who?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Erroneous.
With him, erroneous. The point, the fact of the matter is that they made Brock Lesnar look like exactly what Roman Reigns was calling him, a little female dog word. And quite frankly, he looked like a female body part word because he attacked the guy when he was handcuffed. So it's, you know, if they're trying to write Brock off as a punk, then that's fine. But he's the he's the Universal Champion. He can't be written like this going into the biggest show of the year, whether he's leaving or not. And now we have, you know, Roman Reigns, who was obliterated by, you know, being cuffed by U.S. Marshals and then getting beat up. So both your contender and your champion going into the biggest show of the year looked ridiculous in one night. Bad booking. Horrible.
Right.
PA sensation.
It's still better than the tug of war, let's face it.
Well, no, because
we all agree.
The tug of war was funnier with the weed thing on the meme. That was funnier. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as like the go home show, like that's what you saw. It's like, oh, it's my belt. No, it's my belt. It's like 6 days to Mania. This is what we get. At least with Rock Cena, you got the stare down after they cut the promos. It's like, okay, they're not going to be physical until WrestleMania, so we're getting really excited about this.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I didn't see the whole segment. I saw the part where Reigns attacked the U.S. Marshals and got beat up by Lesnar. But they could have just done like regular cops. It's like that would have been like half the other segments that involve cops in the WWE. It's like, oh, the cops are there and they're going to get beat up because that's what they do. I don't have any like opinions one way or the other about it. It's just 1 week of storylines. If it's ridiculous, fine. If it gets Roman over as a babyface, fine. And if it makes Lesnar look like a chicken crap heel, which, let's face it, that's what they're trying to go for. They're trying to get Roman cheered. And if it works, go for it. Because they've been trying for years.
Yeah, but it didn't, because you had half a crowd going, "You deserve it," when he was laying on his back. It was like, oh my God, they blew it. They totally blew it. And the problem is, we don't have Seth Rollins with a contract to cash in and fix this damn match at WrestleMania. We're going to see these guys go to the end.
But go to WrestleMania 31, Jeff. They were having a solid match, Brock and Roman. I mean, Roman was bloodied. I mean, it was a rough. That's what we're going to get, a rough physical match. These guys are probably they're telling each other, "Hey, I'm going to hurt you, you're going to hurt me," but that's what we have to do to sell this to the crowd. That's what I think.
But the problem is, 3 years ago, we were still not completely down on Roman Reigns yet, and Brock Lesnar was still a solid, badass champion. Now it's like, we know Brock might be leaving, and we're really sick of Roman now, so we don't care as much. If Seth Rollins had cashed in this year as opposed to 3 years ago, we'd be like, oh, thank God. But now it's like, we had to do through the whole thing, and we hate these guys, and we can't deal with this for however long it's going to go for the match. I still think this should not be the main event, but it will be.
As in, you mean going on last?
Going on last, sorry. The final match of the night. So I know I got to clarify with WWE, freaking 10 main events in one night.
Yeah, Greg, anything you wanted to add?
I was going to say, if this match, if it's going to main event WrestleMania, it has to go at least 15 minutes. It has to. Right. If it goes any less than that, it should not be in the main event spot.
And Roman can definitely go 20. But Brock is Brock. Well, we haven't really seen Brock do much in the last couple of years, right?
Right.
That's understandable, but that's also with his whole stuff with the UFC, and he went to fight Mark Hunt. And, like, as soon as he came back, he did the stint with Goldberg, where Goldberg couldn't go more than 5 minutes anyway, which I still say the WrestleMania 33 match was better than the WrestleMania 20 match, and I stand by that.
Well, that's a firm stance, and it's one to take because it's freaking truth.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's hope WWE has a contingency plan when this match is going on. And if it goes on last, Jeff, like you suggested, and if this crowd starts getting, not into this match, such as WrestleMania 20, Lesnar-Goldberg, WWE should have a backup plan to captivate the crowd. And obviously, we know it would be Roman turning heel. But what do you guys think could happen if the crowd really turns on this match to where it's going to get ugly? 75,000 people. What could they do as a plan B? Like, if the guys are told to go out there and if the crowd go this way to save it. Any thoughts?
Go ahead, Greg, please.
Lesnar retains and loses at the next night on Raw.
Oh, jeez.
Call an audible?
because you know what?
I mean, but that's good stuff. I mean, you got to have audibles.
Yeah, right. Nobody would see that coming, because it's like, okay, we know Lesnar's leaving, and then he wins. It's like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
I'm going to totally steal the gimmick of the guy that Greg is filling in for this week. Outlandish prediction time. Carmella cashes in and wins the Universal Championship. Boom, you heard it here first.
Actually, you're just ripping off that person, but good for you, Jeff. Good for you.
I'm taking over. It's okay. It's all right. I'm taking over.
All right.
Carmella cashes in and wins the Universal Championship.
You know what? I want to talk about that before we go to our main event, which I have a feeling is going to be a 20 or 30-minute discussion today. Let's talk about Carmella. Cashing in but not cashing in. I mean, is she losing credibility? We talked about this before. She has to cash in and win when she does cash in. Aaron, what was your thoughts on SmackDown this week when that little segment happened?
So Carmella came out, attempted to cash in. I'm just sick of all the delays. It seems like every time Carmella or somebody comes out, it takes forever for the referee. Oh, there's the NoDQ Beach Ball, by the way. Cheap plug, $9.98. Email me, nodqmisc@gmail.com. There's still some left. But anyways, back to the topic. Carmella, I'm just sick of that whole thing where the referee's taking forever to cash it in and all that stuff. It should just be when she's out there, she gets in the ring, you ring the bell, just, oh shit, you get it done already.
What keeps it from being a cash in? She hands the briefcase over, but if the bell doesn't ring, she can get out of it. I mean, is that what they've been doing? Oh, yeah, that's so bad.
Here's the thing, to quote Jeff Meacham. I think what they should do is have Asuka and Charlotte go like a 20-minute match where they both completely exhaust each other. And like Asuka wins the championship and she's just laying down because she can't get up because she went through a war with Charlotte. Completely believable. And then Carmella runs down the ramp. Asuka can't do anything. And then super kick to the face and she ends the streak. And it's the cheapest way to do it. So much heat. It would just, I think it would be awesome. Like, that is such a cheap way to end the streak. People would be pissed, but she's a heel, so it would work. I think that's how if she loses the briefcase, it'll be like there hasn't been a successful cash-in in 2 years.
Does she have to cash in on SmackDown? I mean, because it was a SmackDown pay-per-view, but what do we think about that? Could they swerve us there?
Yeah, they could.
I mean, that's possible. She could cash in on Alexa or Nia. Perhaps Nia gets herself disqualified by beating Alexa to a pulp, and then Carmella runs out and wins the title that way.
So I was gonna say, I think the amount of heat that she would get for ending Asuka's streak like that would be detrimental more than successful. I think that if she cashed in on the Raw side, I think that it would work because you know what, Carmella on SmackDown, she's never gonna be the top champion. There's Charlotte and then Asuka. When she wins, is going to be the top person on SmackDown. If Carmella jumps to Raw and cashes in on either Alexa or Nia, whoever wins or whoever survives that match, pretty much, I like to see her get a fresh start on Raw because Carmella is better than we're giving her credit for. Number one. Number two, everybody else that's saying the cash is ridiculous. Dolph Ziggler tried to cash in how many times and then backed away. Look at the pop he got when he actually cashed in. That was the biggest pop I've ever heard for a Money in the Bank cash in, I think, ever. People just went nuts in Jersey for that.
Refresh my memory. Who was that against? Del Rio?
Alberto Del Rio, yes, sir.
Your countryman.
And the fact of the matter was, Alberto was a babyface, but Dolph kind of was like, oh my God, we're going to see it. It's going to happen. And he won. The roof blew off that place. So I'm not saying the roof blew off if Carmella would catch in because people don't buy into Carmella as much as they did to Dolph Ziggler 5 years ago.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, she needs a fresh start, and she'll get it on Raw if she cashes in.
All right.
Interesting. So speaking of blowing the roof off the place, I think we're going to have a lengthy discussion here. WWE announced that Daniel Bryan has been cleared for in-ring competition. And I'll tell you what, they did the retirement. They didn't know back then. He had brain neck issues. And I'll tell you, this is the perfect time of year because WrestleMania season. And you had all your big matches lined up, but no matter what involvement Daniel Bryan has at WrestleMania, I was just captivated what happened on SmackDown. And it's just amazing. It's just something so delicate of putting, basically that was a shoot promo. Daniel Bryan's a great worker. He knows how to take his real emotions and work it into his promos and captivate the crowd. This guy is another level. I mean, let's face it, when CM Punk went bye-bye, Daniel Bryan became that guy that a lot of fans are drawn to. Right. So I don't even know where to start. I'll start with you, Greg. Just your general thoughts of him coming back. Are you worried about him? Can he work safe? What's your thoughts of the physicality that he had on SmackDown with Zayn and Owens?
Yeah, I don't think he gives a crap about working safe. Did you see those drop kicks he was delivering? It was like, okay, he landed on his head about 4 times. It's like Daniel Bryan doesn't care. He wants to be back in that ring. He's going to do it his way. Am I worried about his health? Yeah, I mean, we all have to be because of the issues that he had. But in the same vein, he's been wanting to do this. He's been working hard for 2+ years now. And we remember Shawn Michaels had a broken back and was out from 98 to 2002. But we legit thought his career was over because a broken back. I mean, how do you recover from that? And then Shawn came back in 2002 and had probably the best second run anybody has ever had.
Agreed.
So I hope Daniel Bryan stays safe. I hope he stays off the injured list. They probably won't make him work a full-time schedule, which is fine. I mean, we still get him competing in matches, which I think is all we wanted to begin with. It's like, we don't care how often, but as long as we see him back in the ring, it'll be good.
Right. And I think it's going to be a slow process with him. They're going to play it safe. They're not going to take any chances. Reportedly, he's going to be tested after each match he has. So I'm thinking, he's doing the tag match. He's in a tag situation where he doesn't have to do as much work, but I'm sure he'll get the hot tag and clean house and do all that stuff. He'll probably still take some bumps in that match too. But they'll slowly get him back in and see how his body's holding up and just proceed with caution and be optimistic about it. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful this works out for him. Like Virtue said, or El Virtuoso, I'm not sure who said it. One of those guys said it. I think it was Virtue because it was on Twitter. Somebody said that with Daniel Bryan, he's going to wait and see how Bryan can function in the ring, work in somewhat of a regular schedule before getting too excited about this comeback. So, Jeff, anything? I know you and me talked about this. Is there anything
We did
else?
on Tuesday, right?
Is there anything else? Any other thoughts you've had over the past few days regarding Daniel Bryan?
Pardon me, somebody said this while I was distracted by the outside thing here. I think if Bryan had not gotten hurt 4 years ago, he'd still be the guy.
Yeah,
I think he'd still be the guy that they're going to, because the fans loved him so much. And from SummerSlam 2013 right up through WrestleMania and even after when he got hurt, the fans were completely into him and they bought into him because he was one of them. He was the indie darling. He was the guy that came up and worked his butt off to get where he was, and they loved him. We still love him to this day. So I think that once he gets himself back into the groove and is allowed to work a match here, a match there, not a full schedule like you all said, I think that if we give him time and have patience, I think we'll see him have a really good second run. Shawn Michaels, you guys mentioned, coming back after all that time. I think he had a better second half than the first half, to be quite honest with you. So I think if Bryan stays healthy, he's still young enough where he can have that second run and completely blow us all away.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that one for sure. Virtuoso, anything else you would like to add on this?
Virtuoso.
I am going to be very skeptical on how WWE books him because, yes, we did get the WrestleMania 30 run, and basically WWE had no choice, right, with Batista winning the Royal Rumble, and the payoff was Daniel Bryan having an incredible WrestleMania event. Beat Triple H in the opener, beat Batista and Orton to win the championship, and of course it was at New Orleans, where WrestleMania is this year. Right. So there's obviously going to be that nostalgia, that pop that Daniel Bryan's going to get, but afterwards is really what I'm interested about, because all that goes through my mind is, minus that one run where he won the title, then he unfortunately got hurt, he was the B-plus player in the authorities' eyes, in Stephanie McMahon's eyes, and they drilled it. They made him chase and chase and chase and chase. So I'm just skeptical that, what I want to go to each one of you. What's an ideal one-on-one feud for Daniel Bryan once he's ready to do one? Say SummerSlam. I don't know how long his stints will be in between matches. But to get him where the fans can really think, wow, this guy's going right back up to the championship level. Jeff, I'll start with you. I hope we all have a different answer.
2 letters, 1 word. AJ Styles. That is the match that I think we saw at PWG at one point, Aaron. Correct me if I'm wrong there. That is the match people talked about from the minute AJ walked in, right around the same time that Bryan retired. If both those guys can stay healthy, and both those guys, AJ is apparently hurt right now, so who knows? But if these guys can stay healthy for the rest of this year and get back into ring shape, the two of them, can you imagine a SummerSlam main event between these two? Holy crap.
Yeah, that's going to be an amazing match if Bryan can stay healthy and they can build up to that. I don't see it happening right away. It could, but I think that's the type of match you should save for like a SummerSlam or even a WrestleMania if they can hold off that long. But, there's a lot of question marks about Daniel Bryan. I just think it's going to be really interesting, the fact that Bryan's going to be back now, and this might be the worst thing for Roman Reigns because, again, fans are going to be so invested in Bryan, and they'll be invested in AJ versus Nakamura at WrestleMania and some of the other matches. How is Lesnar and Reigns going to be able to sustain crowd heat with all these other big matches on the show? I'm really curious the order of the matches at WrestleMania. This is something we talked about a little bit a few weeks ago, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more when we do our actual predictions video. But I'm really curious as to how WWE is going to order these matches, and how is the crowd going to react to Lesnar and Reigns. But besides AJ Styles, Nakamura's another guy right at the top of the list of dream matches for Daniel Bryan and WWE. So you can do that. You can have AJ fight some Raw guys. You got Seth Rollins, you got Finn Balor, you got Samoa Joe, you got Roman Reigns. You could even revisit that match again. Greg, any matches you would like to see in particular?
Well, naturally, I have to go with my fellow Clarion University alum and a match that people have been talking about since Kurt Angle was in TNA and Daniel Bryan was in the Indies. I just gave it away. Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah.
General manager against SmackDown general manager. They could build it that way.
There we go.
That is a technical match that everybody wanted to see. It's a match we wanted to see since Kurt came back to WWE. And now that Daniel Bryan's healed, perhaps we could see that at SummerSlam. Or perhaps at Survivor Series, since it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown anyway. We could get Daniel Bryan versus Kurt Angle in that. Or I don't want to put them on the Raw and SmackDown teams. I would rather just save that for a one-on-one because that's the match we all want.
Right. I love all these choices, and obviously you can't go wrong if Daniel Bryan's half of the match. Here's what I would like to see for SummerSlam, and obviously something can happen based on where they're going with this tag match. Well, assuming it's going to be Shane and Daniel Bryan versus Owens and Zayn, I want to see a Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan match because Shane's the one McMahon that doesn't always have to win, if ever win at all. And I want to see Daniel Bryan get the best of a McMahon. He deserves it. Everything he went through storyline-wise, yes, we know he got that WrestleMania 30 spot. But Shane's the perfect piece, I think. Feud him against Daniel Bryan. And, Daniel Bryan at some point has to step down as the commissioner if you want. I mean, he doesn't have to, but there could be an intriguing storyline there. Yep. That's what I want to see. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, no, not Shane again. But because he's got the McMahon name, I want to see Bryan defeat a McMahon at a big show like SummerSlam. So that's what I would choose. Any thoughts on that? I mean, Greg, any thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, and Jeff will know this because, well, once I say it, he'll get it. Anybody who says, oh, no, not Shane again, you've lost your mind. Because everybody was like that for Shane and AJ last year. It's like, oh, this match is going to be terrible. It was the freaking match of the night. I knew it was going to be because I know how good Shane is and AJ Styles is AJ Styles. I said, even if they don't have a no disqualification match, they somehow worked a little bit of that in there, but they had the match of the night. And Shane McMahon being involved in any match, I get excited for. Maybe not everybody does because he's not a full-time worker. But you know what? For not being a full-time worker, he's probably one of, if not the best, part-time workers for matches.
And he's not selfish. I mean, I know Vince put Austin over. Stephanie comes across as selfish as hell. But Shane is just that genuinely, I just want to do what's best for business, ironically. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, think about the Shane McMahon matches in moments. At one point or another, he's been the talked about match or moment of any given night he's a part of. WrestleMania 15. Yeah, we had Rock and Austin, but the fact that Shane McMahon and his evil corporation got Triple H in China to turn on DX, big moment. WrestleMania 17 with him and McMahon, Mr. McMahon. The SummerSlam 2000 battle with Steve Blackman. Thank you. Just stuff like that Shane McMahon does. Shane McMahon is capable of pulling a rabbit out of his hat any given night he's there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's not forget the 2001 King of the Ring too.
One of the greatest matches I've ever seen.
Was that not the match of the night that night? I mean, think about it.
It's probably one of the top matches of all time.
It is. Yeah, you had Kurt Angle, who was still kind of injured going into that King of the Ring match, and Shane frickin' McMahon had the match of one of the best matches of all time.
It was Kurt's third match of the night, too.
Yeah, seriously, Kurt was getting ready to go take a little bit of a time. He had just come back from injury, being the whole thing with Austin for a while. He came back from injury. Shane McMahon is Shane McMahon, and Kurt had 3 matches that night, including Shane. It was just something. Shane McMahon is capable of things we can't even comprehend as civilians. Like Shane McMahon, he's an executive, he's a business guy, but he can go in the ring and do these things that we just go, holy, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, since we're talking about WrestleMania, I can't, and there's so many big matches. It's like every week we got to keep bringing this back because we have not seen The Undertaker yet.
Nope.
John Cena. I've been very intrigued by this run with John Cena because I like vulnerability. I like scratching, clawing, begging for a match at WrestleMania. So what's everybody's predictions? Are we going to see Undertaker this Monday? And where are they at? I think Cleveland. And what form of The Undertaker are we going to get? Because, last year we thought he was stepping away after Roman beat him. He laid the gimmick in the ring, which at the time we thought he was done.
Right.
But looking back on it now, was he just leaving the dead man in there? Kid Rock, American Badass. But we haven't seen the Undertaker yet. Greg, what's your thoughts, and when is WWE going to deliver? Are they going to milk this thing all the way to April 8th?
Yes. They will not show, in my opinion, and they shouldn't show Undertaker until WrestleMania, the day of. So what I think happens is Cena goes out, he cuts a promo, like maybe he was in the crowd, like watching. It's like, okay, I know I want to come here as a fan, but I'm going to give this one last shot. Undertaker come out. And like he waits a few seconds, and then you hear the gong. The lights go out, but then it's the American Badass theme. Like you tease it like it's going to be the dead man, but since Kid Rock's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame this year, there's been a lot of speculation that he'll come out to that theme, which I can believe.
Remember when Bray Wyatt challenged The Undertaker? Bray carried a solo program all the way up. We didn't see Undertaker until San Jose. Aaron, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, I know, we beat it like a dead horse with Taker and Cena, but people want to know. We're a week closer to WrestleMania.
Well, I'd like to see Undertaker come back as the American Badass, and if you're going to do it, this is the time, because Kid Rock's going into the Hall of Fame. You can have Kid Rock play the Undertaker out to the ring. That's the only reason I would not wait until WrestleMania for the Undertaker, because obviously it would feel very staged if Cena called out Undertaker at WrestleMania and then Kid Rock all of a sudden is doing his entrance. So I would do the big angle as the final segment on the Go Home Raw, where Cena comes out and says, well, I guess no Undertaker, so I'm just going to go into the crowd. And then you have that Judgment Day 2000 promo with the little kids on the screen, and then Undertaker comes out on the bike. He's up on the ramp with the bike, and that's the last shot you see until WrestleMania. Jeff, what do you think about it?
Everything you said except him coming out. So, I'd love to see the promo and everything, and then see you Sunday. Boom, end of show.
Nice. Judgment Day is coming. It's just the
Judgment Day is coming. See you Sunday. Boom, done. That's it.
All right. There you
go.
Well,
we saw Brock on Raw. We're still waiting to see The Undertaker. And Rousey is now off of Raw for a while. And I know we talked about this last week that a lot of us thought Rousey got to Stephanie McMahon too early.
Yep.
Do you think they can get through promoting this match with minimal Ronda Rousey? Do you think she'll be back on Raw? I was very surprised to not even see Triple H and Stephanie on Raw this past week. Or did I miss them? Right? They weren't on.
No, I think they're trying to minimize everybody because she touched Stephanie so fast. I think they're trying to, let's ease off for a week or so and then bring him back for the goal, bring him home for April 2nd.
Yeah, I think Jeff's completely on the money with that one. I think that they realized they were doing too much too fast. And they're ruining the novelty of Ronda Rousey. They don't want to have her on TV every single week, and I think they realized that was a mistake. They want to keep her around as a special attraction like Brock Lesnar and not have her on television every single week. So I do feel they did that angle. I don't think that she should have touched Stephanie. I think they should have stayed separate. Greg, anything you would like to add to this?
I think, especially with the Go Home Raw, that Triple H and Stephanie need to get their heat back. They need to sneak attack Ronda and attack Kurt Angle again to be like,
lay him out.
Okay, now get the heel advantage going into WrestleMania because classic booking. But if they don't get their heat back, then the match itself loses its luster, because you want to see Ronda get back at Stephanie, but if she already got to Stephanie, then seeing her get to Stephanie again is kind of like, okay. That's fine. You already beat her up once, but that's why they need all four of them need to be on the Go Home Raw. Triple H and Stephanie need to get one up on them, get the payback at WrestleMania.
I agree. I don't know why this made me think of Braun Strowman. Maybe because at one point I thought maybe it could be Braun and Ronda Rousey. So as we know, Braun Strowman is a number one contender for the tag team titles because he won a Battle Royal a couple weeks ago on Raw. He still does not have a partner. So with Braun being, the Bar's a very credible tag team. Cesaro and Sheamus, we've dogged Sheamus, not we, but people have dogged Sheamus over the years. The guy's a competitor, and him and Cesaro are a very, very, very solid tag team in an era where they don't push tag teams other than like the Usos and the New Day like they should. So I do like this combination of giving Braun something for WrestleMania. Obviously, a lot of people wanted to see him go against Brock or maybe be against Lesnar and Reigns in a triple threat, but this is what he's going to get. Do you guys think he should have a tag team partner? If so, who? Or do you think because he's such the monster, it should have been 2-on-1 handicap match? Aaron, thoughts?
Okay, well, real quick, because I have addressed this on a couple other videos. I do think he should have a partner because I think him alone against the Bar, beating them, would hurt the Bar. I would like to see a dysfunctional partner for Braun Strowman, somebody who does not get along with Strowman, because then it creates this doubt that they'll be able to work together and actually be able to beat the Bar. The Bar can take advantage of them not getting along. So whether it's somebody like Samoa Joe or Elias. I think Elias is going to do a song at WrestleMania and get the Jeff Jarrett interruption. That's my prediction. So I'm thinking like somebody like Samoa Joe or I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody else who could possibly fill that spot. Jeff, any thoughts on it? Who would you like to see in that tag team spot?
I said the minute Kurt Angle said he needed a partner, it was going to be Elias. I think that Elias needs to be there's nothing for Elias. Elias has been such a huge, whether we wanted it or not, a huge part of Raw the last few months. And I think that him getting a marquee spot in the well, if you can call it the tag team title a marquee spot, but him getting that his name attached to the tag team championships. And like you said, the dysfunctional tag team thing works because Elias doesn't like Strowman because he's scared of him, and Strowman doesn't like Elias because he doesn't like Elias. So I think it'd be a good fit for having dysfunction, because you don't get a whole lot of dysfunctional tag teams anymore. The fact was the bar was dysfunctional, and look how good they've become the last whatever it is 2 years now.
Yeah.
So let them have their run until WrestleMania, and then let's see what Strowman and Elias can do as a dysfunctional tag team. It'd be fun to watch.
All right,
Greg?
Well, yeah, Greg, and I wanted to throw this in there. Do you think if it wasn't Elias, could they have Elias hit Strowman with the guitar and walk away at halfway through the match because he's a heel, and if they don't want to push him, if he's going to be with Braun, Elias is going to get babyface heat, right? So
right.
Could you see if it is Elias, he walks away halfway through the match, or do you have someone else in mind?
I don't know if they go with Elias, to be honest. I think perhaps they're going to save the surprise for WrestleMania. Braun is not going to reveal who his partner is before WrestleMania, and that's the way it should be. There's a possibility perhaps he pulls somebody up from NXT to be his tag team partner. Somebody that we don't expect. I mean, Samoa Joe and Elias are possibilities. And also Big Cass, because he's on his way back. So he'd be a heck of a lot better partner than Enzo. So I think they save the surprise. I really can't say who it's going to be. I just don't see it being Elias.
You know what?
Fair enough.
Greg mentioned NXT. What about Aleister Black?
He might be champion.
Yeah,
he might be.
That's true. He might be champion the previous.
What about Lars Sullivan? And then Lars turns on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness.
They have held the tag team titles forever.
That's right.
Unless my theory, if it was Lars and then Lars turned on Braun so they could have a program, I mean, yeah, so many possibilities.
Yeah, my theory is that if anybody from NXT is going to be on the show, they're going to be in the Andre Battle Royal or the Women's Battle Royal. I don't think anybody's going to be in another type of match because, WWE wants to give those spots to the active roster, the active main roster. So I think if we see any NXT guys, it'll be in one of the Battle Royals, and then perhaps the next night on Raw, we'll see a couple of guys make their official debuts. That's my prediction, at least.
All right, I ain't done yet. I'm getting more ideas as we sit here and talk. And you know what happened on Raw this week again? Somebody got pinned, and they currently have a title. Do you know who I'm talking about? Tell me, why can't they, I get chicken shit heels, right? But can't you make them a little more credible, especially in a non-title match or a gimmick match, always taking the pin? I think, and we've seen it with AJ Styles, and didn't Charlotte get beat recently too?
Like on SmackDown Tuesday night, yep.
Because Greg, this is your first time on the review. I'll start with you, and I'm bringing up some of these questions again because I'm sick of seeing these type of things. What's your thoughts on champions getting pinned in non-title situations?
I mean, it's such a cheap way to build up. It's such a cheap way to build up the challenger. It's like, okay, you can beat them, but you can't beat them in a title match. It's like it's wash, rinse, repeat for that type of booking. Yeah. You want to make the champion look strong because they're a champion for a reason. If you make the champions look weak, then it doesn't matter. And we've complained about 50-50 booking forever, for as long as we've been doing videos. So I don't care. I don't care for that method of booking. I miss the Attitude Era style of booking where you would book the champion against somebody who they're not facing, who they don't have a program with, because they book the guys in the program every week. It's like, okay, we've seen them wrestle like 4 or 5 times before the pay-per-view. We want to see fresh matchups when it comes to the pay-per-view. That's why we're paying for the network. We want to see these fresh matchups. And they need to put them against other people and build them up Jeff has something to say, so I'll just let him go.
Go ahead.
No, I'm rambling, so go ahead.
Well, no, but like I agree with you, Greg and Jeff. Before you kick it off here,
Sorry.
To me, it's not just the Miz. Like, you're not just disrespecting the champion, but God forbid that we call the belts props. The business, anybody in the business calls the belts props, but that's what they are, and you're really hurting the title belt too when you do that, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Greg, something Greg said just completely sparked my interest there. We're paying for the network to see fresh matches. And it's like back in the Attitude Era, we were paying $40 a month, whatever it was, to get the pay-per-view, the fresh matches. But since we're not paying that $50 to them anymore, they don't care. So they give us the same match 600 times. Yep. Greg just had me have an epiphany. Thank you for saying that, Greg, because it's so true.
Yeah.
What do you think they should do then, Jeff? Like Greg said, I mean, you don't always, we hear this. Let's go back to the Attitude Era. Well, some people don't. No. They like where wrestling is at now.
I don't mind wrestling is now.
Like, can you mix things up though?
Okay, for great example, if you have Balor and Miz, Balor and Rollins going into the match to challenge against Miz, you have Balor against Dallas. You have Rollins against Axel, and then you mix it up the following week, and then you have a tag match, and you keep building. You don't let the challengers touch Miz until WrestleMania.
I mean, that's booking 101, baby.
It really is, and the fact is, you have a guy running this company. I don't care what people say about McMahon. He's been in charge of this company, directly in charge of the company for over 30 years. And the fact is, he can't see that. He's so ingrained into what he wants. It's like, Vince, your fans are telling you stop doing this stupid stuff. It's just frustrating.
Good job, Jeff, not using profanity. I appreciate it. I think I'm the only one that used profanity tonight inadvertently because my headphone went out.
Oh, you did? Great the chicken crab. So God bless Greg for saying chicken crab instead of chicken stuff. God bless
El Virtuoso.
Yes.
El Virtuoso. Yes. I need to stop blowing the gimmick.
You're fired.
I'm fired again. I've been in review 2 weeks and I'm fired. That's
you have a record for being fired on the NoDQ channel.
I do. It's a true story. Every time.
You're too loyal to quit, so we just fire you all the time.
That's
Well, Aaron, your take. I mean, you probably. I mean, any other last thoughts on this with the whole Miz situation? You agree with Jeff? And
I just thought it was dumb that Miz took the fall on Raw when it's a 6-man match. You have Axel, you have Bo Dallas there. It made no sense to me. Finn Balor already established that he could beat the Miz. Just in general, I'd like to see maybe some squash matches be brought back. And yeah, like Greg said, you got to get rid of the 50-50 booking. There's going to be your top guys. There's going to be your mid-carders. There's going to be your lower card guys. And, have Finn Balor beat some guys to earn a title shot, the old-fashioned way. That's really all I have to say about it. Nothing else to add.
Yeah. And that's all I got. Oh, while we were talking about that, I got another kickoff show match. I think the U.S. title match will be on the kickoff show.
Randy Orton? You think Randy Orton's going to be in the kickoff?
Well, you asked earlier, and we talked about the Battle Royals and the Cruiserweight title match. For some reason, I can see the U.S. title match on the kickoff show.
I agree.
That would really surprise me if Randy Orton is in a kickoff match.
Let's keep going, baby. We got to hit an hour. Go ahead, Jeff.
I think if Hunter wants to get Vince to see that he's doing 205 Live the right way, you move the Cruiserweight title match to the main show, and Vince will go, fine, let's see what you can do on the big stage. And when they deliver, Vince will go, I like that. That's a good idea. I thought of it,
Well, yeah. Well, as I said in my videos, the Cruiserweight title match, if they're going to make people take it seriously again, they need to have it on the main card. Otherwise, why even invest in it if it's just going to be a kickoff match in the end, which it probably is. Looking at the rest of the matches, I don't know. I'm really curious to see which matches go on the kickoff, but Randy Orton would legitimately surprise me. But is the IC title match going to be the kickoff? I mean, I don't know.
I don't
know way because they
way stronger than the U.S. title, so I can't see that.
Yeah, and I mean the Usos, like you mentioned earlier, Greg, the whole thing they've been building up for weeks and weeks is that they've never gone to be on the main show. So I don't know what you put as the kickoff matches. It's got to be at least one of the Battle Royals for sure. Yep. And as for what else, I don't know at this point. So El Virtuoso or Jeff?
The fact of the matter is they've been pushing the Cruiserweight show for so long. Every day on, what's it, Drake Maverick. Is that what Spud's name is?
Yeah.
Drake Maverick. Okay. Every day on his Instagram story is an advertisement for the hat and the shirt. 205 every single day. They want the show to get over. And the fact is they brought Spud in to be the general manager to get that show buzz. And this tournament has been spectacular. Every match has been on point. And I think that if they do anything but put them on the main show, it completely wipes out the last 2 months of booking. Completely just destroys it.
Yeah. It's all about perception.
Well, it's WrestleMania season. You know what? It's also going to be beach ball season because the weather's going to start getting warmer. So show that beach ball again.
I can't. It's all. Hang
you
on
don't
a second.
have it, Aaron. I want you to explain. So you did this little beach ball puzzle thing, and you're going to do it again. So
yeah,
inform the fans about that.
Put it in the front of you, Jeff. Yeah, put it in front of you, Jeff. Okay,
Block my face. They're trying to say.
Because I thought that was awesome when I was watching your Twitter the other day.
Oh, well, thank you, El Virtuoso. I'm surprised you didn't try to win the contest, but I don't know if you follow Virtue's columns. I did.
Wait. I don't need to win it. You're going to send me a beach ball for doing these shows, right?
Absolutely.
Of course.
All right. But anyway, go ahead.
You could always use two of them, though. Have one as a backup just in case.
But we at the No DQ Review, we're all about beach balls. So go ahead, Aaron.
So, yeah, I did a contest this week, and I gave a series of clues. The correct word was Warlord. It was won by, I forgot his name. Don't get mad at me, but I did tweet out that he was the winner, and I got his address. He's getting the beach ball within the next couple of days. And next week I will be doing another contest. This time it will be on Facebook, so you'll have to give me the winning word on Facebook. But same thing, the clues will be given on NoDQ.com. You could still buy a beach ball, $9.98. Jeff, you can put it away now. I know you're hurting your back there or whatever. $9.98. You can email me, nodqmisc@gmail.com, and pick up a nodq.com beach ball. And I guess I just did my plugs here. So, Greg, you were on the NoDQ review for the first time. Go ahead and give us your plugs. You are the trivia champion, by the way.
Absolutely. So Season 4 Wrestling Trivia Challenge coming after WrestleMania because WrestleMania time's going to be crazy. So you'll see me on that, hopefully for longer than a week. PA Sensation on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram too, but I rarely check Instagram, so follow me on Twitter. Trying to get to 1,000 followers. It's going to take me a while, but just follow me on Twitter. That's all I got.
Jeff, Mr. Meacham.
I have a petition to start with the boss man here, Aaron.
Sure.
WrestleMania predictions panel, whether it's the review or the actual NoDQ panel. I would very much like Virtue's suspension to be lifted early and have him back on the show for WrestleMania.
Oh, man.
Please. Virtuoso, no disrespect to you, but the people have been asking me, where's Virtue? It's like, I don't have an answer for him because I wasn't part of that whole chat.
I'll have to see how long it's been. I think it's been close to 2 months, but I don't think that'll be exactly 2 months. I might get some heat for that, but we'll see.
Let's bring him back.
El Virtuoso has a contract with us, so he's at least going to be on here next week. But after that,
and I've checked the numbers. Other than last week's show, with a couple extra thumbs down, we've been doing pretty good since I've been moderating these shows. But
this is true, but
again, I'm a team player because if Virtue comes back, I'm sure you'll see me from time to time somewhere.
Absolutely.
Now wait a minute.
I won't get bent out of shape.
Wait a minute. Now, what happens if after next week's show, if El Virtuoso, you go visit the Lake of Reincarnation and you accidentally slip in the water? I don't know what happens in that case. Then I have no control over it. If you slip into Lake of Reincarnation, it's not my fault, people. If he turns up,
I don't know why you're saying you. I'm gonna jump in the lake and come back out as Virtue. I mean, come on, I'm El Virtuoso.
Well, you guys have similar names. You guys have similar names, so Jeff could come back as Jeffrey from Toys R Us.
El Jefe.
I'm not sure who Greg would come back as. Who would you come back as, Greg?
Gregory Iron.
Well, I have seen a lot of people wanting Virtue back in the comments, and you know what? I have to pick out of you three, though, who was the review panelist of the week. And this is tough because Jeff made his debut. Or not Jeff, Greg.
Greg made his debut.
Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm ready to go. Greg, you made your debut. You did a heck of a job. Aaron always does great. But today, Jeff, I think you stole the show because you had epiphany. You had a couple epiphanies, and so, I'm going to give it to you this week. You deserve it. You earned it. I gave it to Vito. I gave it to Vito last week and maybe showed some favoritism there because Vito's was a wrestling star. You earned it, man.
But what? It's the best Jeff can get right now because he cannot compete for the Trivia Championship anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
So as the winner, buy the shirt.
Buy the shirt. Yes, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search NoDQ or check out the link in the description box. We got all the shirts. I did order some new beanies, by the way. A little bit of breaking news here. They are on their way. More beanies coming. We got the belts courtesy of Bad Billy J. His shop is etsy.com/shop/Bad Billy J. And, of course, the beach balls. Tons of NoDQ merch. It is the 20-year anniversary, so we got to have all the merch out. So that's it for the
swag
plugs.
for days, kids.
El Virtuoso, you got no social media. I don't know why. You got a lot of fans, but you I guess you got other things you got going on. So go ahead.
Maintain his privacy, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm good to go. I mean, we had a lot of extra airtime to fill this week, so it was tough to get to the hour. But with all due respect, everybody I've been on the shows with on the No DQ review, I appreciate each and every one of them, past and present. But for Aaron Rift, for Greg Cherry, and for Jeff Meacham, I am El Virtuoso, and we'll see you again soon.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Masters Stable Wars entire playlist. AEW Revolution Go Home Week, Dynamite and Rampage watch parties. Mistress Audio dramatic readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. Elimination Chamber retrospective. WrestleMania Retros coming to the Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated channel. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. The entirety of the NASCAR Thunder 2004 Let's Play series. AEW Revolution watch-along coverage featuring Noah Foster and James Hebert. Wrestle Kingdom 17 coverage in conjunction with the Jeff Meacham Network. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Royal Rumble Match Marathon with retros of events following Marathon. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
What's up, Internet fans? It's your boy, Stat Boy, that's me, and this is a special episode of Stat Boy Rants, officially episode 12. And with me here, of course, the Renegade of Wrestling, my brother JJ, yes. And over here, my other brother from another mother. We call him Seven in our little circle of friends, but for today, he's my brother Bruce. Welcome aboard, brother.
What's up?
There you go. Actually, the show idea, I'm going to give credit to Renegade. We've been watching on VH1 the top 100 songs of the 2000s. So we're going to rant about it. We're going to go as quick as we can. We're going to get as many songs in each part. It's going to be like maybe a 5 or 6 part episode, and you're going to like it. And if you don't, put it in my comment box.
The Stat Boy miniseries, yay.
There you go.
There you go.
So
this is going to be epic, like on the level of the Thornbirds or Roots or, you know, something like that.
Why gotta be Roots?
Oh, why is it got to be a... Oh,
why gotta be Roots?
North and South.
Why gotta be North and South?
Oh.
Why you gotta hate?
Why you gotta read into it, Jeff?
Racialities. You got something to say about that?
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Okay, fine.
Damn.
Good, then let's start the
I'm
countdown.
just gonna sit here in the back of the bus and keep my mouth shut.
Oh, why you gotta be in the back of the bus? Rosa Parks spot so you can sit in the front of the bus.
There are 3 things every black person needs to realize.
Anyways, number 100 was the Thong Song by Cisco, year 2000.
Great opinion right off the bat. I like it. You don't like the song, I assume.
Don't get me wrong. I like the subject matter of the song. I mean, I don't know a red-blooded American man or a red-blooded anybody man that don't like the subject matter. Let's keep it clean.
No, let's not.
No, this isn't.
Say it. It's.
We put it up on our episodes all the time.
We gotta start them slow. We gotta start them slow.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now, I don't know anybody that doesn't like the subject matter of that particular song, but I don't know, man. Something happened to music after about 1995, and it was not good. And that song, just the song itself, plus the amount of airplay it got, I mean, what brother wasn't singing about ass in the year 2000? It was just another song about ass. And
there'll be plenty of those in this countdown. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
About or by?
Both.
all right, okay.
That's just shameful.
What do you want to say?
The thong song is what it is. It is a novelty record at its core. You look at Cisco, and aside from his Drew Hill stuff, he didn't do much else as a solo post-thong song.
Nope.
The remix of it with Foxy Brown, I actually thought was a little bit better than the original version, but that's not saying much, because all that did was put a chick in the song that looked good in a thong.
I see what you did there.
I like that. That was good.
But I think it was a nice, solid way to start the countdown with a novelty record.
Yep.
It is what it is, and at its core, that's all it is.
All right, moving on.
At least it wasn't number 1.
Which we'll get to 8 parts from now.
Man, I'm scared.
Number 99
Scared.
from 2006, Carrie Underwood's Before He Cheats.
Should be higher.
Should be higher.
Much
Thank
higher.
you, Jeff.
I mean, what girl didn't want to do damage to all those hot cars back in the day?
Put it to you this way. Carrie Underwood was the last American Idol that America got right. And Joe went and took the song and flipped it, covered it from a male's perspective, calling it Before I Cheat, because the song was just so hot that he figured he could cash in and make some money off of it too.
He said, I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, unlike Kanye, who doesn't let people finish.
No, he never did.
But that was a different country pop
It
princess.
also brought out the bad side of Carrie Underwood. I mean, like I said, a Louisville Slugger to both headlights.
Hey.
Carved her name and all. Yes.
Did she write the song?
I think she did.
Okay.
I think she at least co-wrote it.
Then that qualifies her as, wow. Damn, that's kind of scary. Damn.
I think she did have a co-writing credit on it. She didn't write it flat out.
Wow.
Okay. Up next, 98, Three Doors Down, Kryptonite from 2000. Okay, moving
answer
on.
at once.
Moving on.
I'm not the hugest Three Doors Down fan, and the song got on my nerves because I'm also not a Superman fan. Yeah, we know somebody that kind of wore me out on Superman. Yeah. Well, Bruce knows him still.
I don't.
We don't know him anymore.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Kryptonite and Here Without You are like the best Three Doors Down songs I've ever heard. Kryptonite, I do think, has a place in the countdown. It's a decent song.
It was okay.
It was alright. I mean, that's about as much as I can say about it. I lean obviously more toward the rock side of things.
Which is why I looked at you when he said Three Doors Down, because it's like, okay, this is rock, this is Bruce's forte.
I mean, it just, rock music just got soft, and that was one of those prime examples of a rock band going in the complete opposite direction. The only thing that qualifies them as a rock band is that they played amplified guitars and basses. That was about it. I mean, it was one of the softest songs, and I remember I was working in a record store around the time that came out.
And which record store was that?
It's one of the ones that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, one of the many that doesn't exist anymore thanks to the digital age. But, I mean, I remember people coming in and saying, man, do you guys have that really heavy Three Doors Down song? And just me just wanting to laugh.
Crickets.
It just, I mean, its place on the countdown, as far as I'm concerned, is right. It wasn't rock, it was pop, and unfortunately, I think we're gonna see a lot of that. In this
I definitely think it deserved to be in the bottom 50, but maybe a little bit higher up in the bottom 50.
Okay. Next up, the first official number 1 to make its debut, number 97, Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me."
That song is like one of the best songs ever. The girl catches Rick Rock cheating, and Shaggy's trying to tell him her that it wasn't him. It's like, I'm wondering if this song was written because of the O.J. Simpson trial. Like, seriously.
Oh,
all the evidence that was there to put him away. It wasn't me. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
How are you going to prove that it's not you? You got to print receipts. I don't.
Just saying,
Turn the condom on? How are you supposed to do that? Yeah, seriously.
Oh, he did not say that.
I did. I ruined your show already.
Yes, you did.
Ruined your show.
We're going to hear on that one. You got anything on that one?
Just sit here twiddling my thumbs.
Good enough. Next.
That's a good Bruce. Good job.
From 2005, the Pussycat Dolls featuring Busta Rhymes with Don't Ya.
I quit.
Okay.
See, now, if I remember correctly, the words of the song are, "Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me?"
Are they really hot?
Nicole Scherzinger is not as fine as everybody makes her out to be.
God, he even said her name right.
I'm
Ooh.
sorry. She's
Scherzinger.
pretty, but she ain't hot. She is not one of the women that I would kill a man for.
And who would you?
She is not one of the girls that I would cheat on my woman for.
I'd want to take her out to dinner just to make sure her skinny ass had a good meal once in her damn life.
Eat, Pussycat Dolls, eat! Your sticks, if you turn sideways, you disappear.
Did he just said eat pussy right there in road? He just realized he said that. I'm throwing that out there now.
Oh, wait, that's not what we're talking about. Sorry. Never mind.
That horrible pun was brought to you by Slurpees.
Hey, it's Fat Boy approved.
Damn.
Forgot about that one, didn't you?
No.
Okay, or don't you? Next up. We're going to hell for this, I swear to God.
So quit.
No, you don't want to quit. Number 95, 2005, James Blunt, You're Beautiful. Next.
No, wait.
Oh, hell.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
Alright. I'm going to lose some cool stripes with my friends right now, and I'm going to give them up in front of the world. I actually like that song. I like the composition of it. I like the lyrics a lot. I just got tired of hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And after it's one of those songs that if you're singing it, it's a really cool song. But if you were to sit down and speak the lyrics, it would be like the second coming of the Police's "I'll Be Watching You." It would sound so stalkerish, it would be frightening. But getting back to the whole thong song thing, like JJ said, it was what it was, and that's all there is to it. But I can't say anything bad about the song. I actually like the song, so
I'd rather listen to Fingernails on a Chalkboard than that.
You know what? The song was not horrible. I agree with Bruce. It's like most of the music today. It was a simple song. It was good the first couple times, and then the mass music media beat that shit to death.
Yeah, they did.
It got to the point where you'd rather listen to Weird Al parody it
than
the original song.
Yeah. It's got to be too much, and the radio will always make you hate a good song.
That's why I don't listen to the radio anymore.
Yeah. That's why we listen to CDs. Oh wait, what are those?
Yeah. Anyways,
that's why MP3s come into play. 94, Daughtry's "It's Not Over."
There we go.
Wow. It didn't reach number 1. It reached number 4.
That
but it's still a good song.
Badass song.
Here's my thing with this song, and I'm going to go on record as saying this. I hated this song at first.
Wow.
Oh, fuck you.
But it's one of those songs that is irritating at first, but the more you listen to it, the more you like it. It took repeat listenings to that song for me to grow to appreciate what it was really saying.
I loved it from jump. I've always had a great respect for Chris Daughtry. He has an amazing voice. He writes good songs, and he has a solid rock band backing him up. Are you listening? I'm looking at you, Three Doors Down. He has a very solid band backing him up, and I mean, I can't hate on guitar players that endorse Gibson guitars.
Gibson rocks.
Yeah, so
all right.
I like it. I like the song a lot.
It was great. 93, OK Goes, Here It Goes Again. Damn it. Didn't go very high in the top 100 charts. It only ranked at number 38. I don't know much about it. I heard it for the first time on the actual show.
Yeah, I don't know very much about OK Go, even after watching their little profile on the countdown. The only thing I know about them is they're doing the new Muppet Show theme for the new Muppet movie in November.
That band is one of those bands that got over. Jeez. They appeal to people more because of their videos than they did for their music. Because if it was just the music, a lot of people will probably dismiss them as just another indie rock band. And I hate using the word indie as a genre tag because it's not. But the video for that song is a really interesting video. I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, not much for the song. I wouldn't buy it, but I like the video a lot.
All right, back into the club for number 92, Florida featuring T-Pain's "Low," which spent 10 weeks at number 1.
The hell is music thinking?
I wish I was high.
Get low.
Anyways, next song.
Really? You're not gonna say anything about that? Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
Hey, it got the ladies on the dance floor.
That's it.
That was about it.
Next.
Sorry, Florida. We tried.
You ain't going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, homie.
Then again, neither are Kiss.
Make peace with it.
Neither a Kiss?
Kiss still ain't in.
What the hell's taking
move
so
on.
long?
Move on. We'll get to that later.
Okay, 91. Creeds with arms wide open.
You know what? Sit here and laugh, Bruce. That song was epic. That was before Scott Stapp had all his drug and alcohol problems. And especially being a father now, I can totally appreciate that song even more than it did when it first came out.
Yeah.
That song is still epic. And that was their best album by far.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I laugh jokingly, but I was actually a huge Creed fan. I think their first album, My Own Prison, is some of their best work because it was them before the ego started to set in. Another good, solid rock band. Can't really say too much about them. They did become a punchline, unfortunately, but that was mainly because of Scott Stapp. It wasn't because of the rest of the band. Dude just tried to be Jim Morrison, and it was not happening for him.
Alright, we got time for one more, and then we're going to cut this part off. Number 90, Mystical, Shake Your Ass.
And here we go full circle with this episode. We started with the thong song, and we end this episode with Shake Your Ass.
I was wondering, like, how much ass can a girl shake before her ass just flies off into the sunset?
I gotta say this right here, and this kind of goes back to the thong song.
You know to ask a question like that.
This kind of goes back to the thong song, and there's got to be an application process for girls that want to wear thongs and girls that want to get on the dance floor shaking their ass.
An application. Wow.
There has to be an application process. Because if you're the size of two normal women standing next to each other, you should not be shaking your ass in no thong.
What about if you're thick?
You ain't got no ass to shake. Damn. There should be an application process. That's all I gotta say.
So anyway, back to the song.
I like the clean version a little better than that.
Shake Your Ass is much better than Shake It Fast.
Yeah?
I didn't hate Mystical, I'll say that.
No.
I actually I was into him. I was into his music for a little bit because he has an interesting voice and his delivery style is really good. But after a while, it just became another conveyor belt hip hop song.
Another song that'll get you on the club. All right. Are you a cat? What the hell?
I was trying not to laugh so hard.
All right.
I ruined the whole show.
To
I
get
can do part
everybody up
one.
to speed, we're counting down and we're ranting on the top 100 songs. We're now up to number 89. MIA's Paper Planes.
Awesome song.
Stoner song.
Hey, the stoner song.
It was in Pineapple Express. Enough said.
It was just in the trailer. I don't even think it was in the movie because I never actually saw the movie.
Well, did you? Well,
it was just in the trailer. There's songs in trailers all the time that don't make the movie.
Hollywood, you're screwing up.
But it's an awesome song. I like the track. The beat is good. MIA, you know.
Wonder.
Just, I actually think the song should be a little bit higher, but not too much higher.
I like it where it is. It's a good song. It's a catchy little song. You play it, you sing about it in the car. It's a good little song, you know. I like it.
You know you've got a hot song when Jay-Z samples you for one of his own songs.
You got nothing?
That silence is the sound of me not giving a crap.
Okay, let's move on.
That was Statboy approved.
Statboy rejected. Number 88.
He melted his nostril hair, dude. What do you expect?
Wow.
Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's Mom.
Damn.
Another really awesome song in my opinion.
And good video.
Good video.
Rachel Hunter.
You know, parody of Fast Times at Ridgemont High at the end there with the pool scene. In case, if the band ever sounded familiar to y'all, but you couldn't just place the band, I'm going to go ahead and let a secret out that not many people know. Fountains of Wayne equals The Wonders from That Thing You Do. That is the same people singing. So if you ever thought that they sounded familiar, but you couldn't put your finger on where you heard them from before, it's the same band that actually sung the songs for That Thing You Do.
That's Statboy approved. You got anything?
Yeah, good song, good video, a lot of fun, good energy. Did I say good video?
I think you did.
I think I'll say it again. Good
That was
video.
It is a good video. It took me forever to figure out that it was Rachel Hunter, and it was like, damn.
I think he had to see the pop-up video.
Yes.
Where it said that it was Rachel Hunter before he believed it was Rachel Hunter.
And then
God damn it.
Pop-up video was back on VH1. Shameless plug, Statboy approved.
Wasn't she married to Rod Stewart?
Yes, she was.
At one point she was.
With that wild 80s hair.
Oh, man, Rod Stewart, I hate you, you bastard.
One of many reasons, right?
I mean, Rod Stewart's just badass. One of my favorite artists of all time. You were hitting that? I'm surprised you ain't dead.
Oh! Or her, never mind.
No, it'd be him.
That'd be the happiest heart attack I ever had.
Ladies can go on forever, didn't you know? Unless you, I think Sting is the only guy that can go and not die.
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know, because you brought it up.
We need to get to number 87. What's number 87?
The Darkness. I believe in a thing called love. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm a little. That song is the shit. That is just everything that was good about just like arena glam rock in the late 60s, the early 70s. The Darkness brought it back, and to coin a Renegade of Wrestling phrase, it was epic. Amazing band. One of the best live acts you will ever see. I can't say enough good things about them. So,
I definitely think these guys did their job in trying to bring like the hair metal and glam rock back of, like you said, the 70s and the 80s. Because I swear to God, they played that song, The Countdown, and I thought this was an 80s song.
Yeah.
I did not realize that the song was, what's the year?
It was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe that the song was that mid. I really thought that this song was like out there in the shuffle with Poison, Warrant, Rat.
I would have even gone back as far as like T-Rex or something like that. They definitely brought that vibe back, but this, I can't say enough good things about them.
Very awesome video.
That band.
I like the song better than the video.
The video is awesome.
We're going to have this argument, the whole Countdown song versus video.
Okay.
Number 86, Aerosmith's Jaded.
It's Aerosmith. They win. Enough said.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as their 90s stuff, though. It's like you compare Crying to Jaded. You can go back to the 80s and compare Love in an Elevator and Janie's Got a Gun to Jaded, and Jaded is just like an epic fail. When you compare them, it was still Aerosmith. It was still a solid song, but it wasn't Aerosmith in their finest hour.
Speak, Jeff, speak.
The thing is, sorry to jump in, Jeff Meacham back here again behind the camera. You can't use the comparison of the 80s, 90s Aerosmith. They were different guys in the 2000s. Just like Steven Tyler, the judge in American Idol, is not the Steven Tyler from 1980.
Yeah,
whatever.
He's sober.
He's sober for one thing, exactly. He's off the damn drugs. But drugs are bad. He will still be a great singer. Aerosmith will always be awesome.
Unless you're making rock music, then they're awesome.
That's right. Aerosmith will always be what they are, but you can't compare the songs just because different guys, different times at the end of the day. All right.
Up next, 85. Macy Gray's I Try. Try harder next time.
Oh.
I hated it. It sucked. It was annoying. Ugh. Another one of those songs that, yuck. I hated it.
Anybody else before you move on? Damn.
I love Macy Gray. One of my favorite artists of the decade. I think she's a lot more fun and a lot better live than she is recorded, because she's a really energetic, very spontaneous artist and performer. So the album was good. I liked it a lot. I did get tired of that song just because it was around so much, but I liked it.
I hated it from the first it came out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not a Macy Gray fan. That's about as nice as I can put Macy Gray right there. I am not a Macy Gray fan.
No.
If this was like, a daytime talk show, they'd show the caption under my name right now. J.J. Williams, not a Macy Gray fan.
Which talk show?
Does it matter?
No.
The View.
Jerry.
All right, 84, Linkin Park's In the End, 2001. I think that should be much higher.
I totally think it should be much higher. Linkin Park has got such a great catalog of songs. especially those first 2 albums. I'm surprised, not to be spoiler alert here, spoiler alert. I'm surprised this is the only song of theirs on the countdown, to be perfectly honest. But In the End was a great song, and it definitely deserves to be higher.
In the End is one of those songs where you just want to hit somebody after you listen to it.
No, that's one step closer for me. That's one step closer for me. In the End is a more chill song.
Really? Deciding vote.
We were voting?
I was going to say, I didn't know this was a
tiebreaker, I guess. I don't know.
I've never been a big Linkin Park fan. They remind me a little bit too much of the whole rap rock thing that just went so wrong with rock music during that part of the decade. But I honestly don't feel one way or the other about them. I don't like them, but I don't think about them enough to hate them.
Yeah.
So
just don't care.
I'll just leave it at that.
Good enough. All right, 83. D'Angelo's Untitled. How does it feel?
Love it.
Really?
Amazing song. I mean, D'Angelo is one of those guys that brought back the Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, I'm trying to...
Soul is the word,
yeah,
yes.
Thank you. I was thinking something a lot more guttural than that, but I don't want to say it on camera, but if you've ever listened to D'Angelo's music with your significant other in the room, you know what I'm getting at.
It's baby making music.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was going for.
Baby making music. You hear it, you bone, you're good.
It is okay.
Baby making and bone do not go together. Baby,
well, actually, they kind of do.
Okay, but
One
two people love each other
to create a baby.
I understand
they
that.
Give each other special hugs.
There we go. Thank you, Bruce. Jeez. I'm gonna go bone I'm gonna make a big old bone that bitch. I'm gonna make me a baby. That's not what you say, Mikey. Damn.
I think 50 Cent in one of his early songs.
I think I just threw up in
pegged this song just 100% dead ass. 50 Cent said that boy D'Angelo, he's determined not to fail. That brother went bare ass for his record to sell. And that just kind of sums the feeling of D'Angelo's Untitled up right there.
That's bare ass, and that's wrong.
It would be a shame if that was the only reason anybody remembered him, but that seems to be the only thing anybody brings up. Oh, is that the video that he was naked?
I liked his first album.
Sad thing, it's all dudes to say that.
I didn't respond to his second album with Untitled as much as I did to his first album. His first album was a lot more quality for me.
Album.
Brown Sugar, In Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine, Lady.
Okay. 82, Matchbox 20's Unwell.
Unwell is what that song makes me. Matchbox 20 makes me feel unwell. Seriously. I am not a Rob Thomas fan. I'm not a Matchbox 20 fan. That song was catchy. I will give the devil its due. But Matchbox 20, I'm good on them.
I really didn't care for it.
Yeah, JJ just said everything I was going to say.
There you go. All right.
See, I told you there'd be some agreement on this show.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
81, Bruce Springsteen's The Rising.
The fact that Bruce Springsteen had a song relevant on this countdown means that it should be top 50. Because Bruce Springsteen will not quit. His music is always above average. His music is always excellent. His music will always touch the nerve with the right people, and The Rising did just that.
It's the same thing I said about Aerosmith. It's Bruce Springsteen. It's a win.
Enough said.
Nothing else I can say about it. They don't call him the boss for nothing.
That's very true. All right, we're at number 80. This will be the last part of part 2. No,
we can keep going. Cameraman's saying we're good.
Okay, a couple more we can go. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys would Get Low.
To the window!
Do that
to
again.
the wall!
Courtesy of Lucky O'Shea.
Bruce, you are the only man in this room that is allowed to fuck them up for that. Throw them out there right now, by all means.
You know, there aren't very many. There aren't very many things that make me ashamed to be black.
But on that very short list,
Lil Jon is one of those dudes that's at the very top of that mountain.
Daddy, where'd you meet Mommy?
No.
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
I quit. I'm done.
You know, say what you will about this song. You can kind of piggyback to what we were saying about Cisco. The song was what it was. It was a club banger. It got people out on the dance floor dancing. It introduced new lingo into the masses.
Yeah, getting crunked and
That's what we need. That's what we need. Our kids running around saying dumb shit like that. That's what we need. Thanks, Lil Jon.
Hey, teacher, get low.
For your contribution to American vernacular.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Etherskeet, now available in cherry and watermelon.
Why is it gotta be watermelon, man?
That's not where you can fuck them up, Bruce. I'm just throwing that out there again.
I'm gonna get choked out in the next few minutes.
Bruce knows that I love him. We've been brothers for years. Don't leave me hated him.
I don't even know why I'm friends with y'all asses, dude.
Because
if it wasn't for the free soda, I wouldn't be here.
What kind of soda, Bruce?
Bruce.
What's your favorite?
See, you trying to have UFC up in this one. That's what you trying to do.
Or Mr. Fight. You gotta have something, Mr. Fight.
Before we wrap up this
Before we run out of time, 79, Enrique Iglesias' Hero.
Okay.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I'm going to cut Mike off right there, because he can go on for 15 minutes about how much he despises Enrique Iglesias.
I do not like him.
At the end of the day, this was probably one of his better songs. Again, it's another one of those that got really, really tired after a while, but it was a really, really good song.
Was that the Anna Kournikova one?
No.
Okay, good, because then I could have really gone ranting.
It moved a lot of units. It sold a lot of copies. Not that makes it good by any means, but it resonated with somebody, so it's on the list. That's all I can say about it.
Number 78, the Plain White Tees, Hey There Delilah. It did reach number 1. Nothing.
That's kind of my feelings on Hey There Delilah.
It's a nice little song.
It's a cute little ditty.
Don't ever say cute little ditty on my show again.
Every time I hear that song, wherever I hear it, I expect this voiceover I expect this voiceover advertising a show on the CW.
Yep.
Or Lifetime.
It's something like that. I got nothing else.
Like your One Tree Hills, your 90210s type shows.
Slowly dissipating your manlyhood, Mikey, by naming the shows on the CW. Just throwing it out there now.
Hater got canceled.
Smallville was on the CW. What do you got to say about that?
I never liked Smallville.
Okay.
How did you not like Smallville?
Because it totally fucking retconned everything Superman. That's why.
Fair enough. 77, Nickelback, How You Remind Me. Chad Kroeger. Anything. Crickets.
You know what? Nickelback is what they are. They are a very simple rock band. They use the simple 3-chord formula. Pretty much all their songs sound identical.
Oh, so you mean
it's like techno music. It's like techno music. You can start DJing with a techno song, and at the end of the hour, you've blended 25 different songs together, and it still sounds exactly the same. How You Remind Me sounds like Photograph. Sounds like Hero. It sounds like. It sounds like. Just go through their freaking catalog of songs.
Nothing? It remind me a lot of Creed and Three Doors Down. That type of that type of very generic, uninspired rock music that just churned out a bunch of badly attempted arena rock songs that just didn't work.
And am I the only one that thinks that Chad Kroeger looks like Jerry Lynn?
It finally happened. Wrestling has invoked to come into my show about music. I knew it would happen. It only took you 22 songs in 3 parts.
Jerry Lynn has much better taste in music.
Next song.
I like that. That was a good one. T.I. featuring Rihanna, Live Your Life. 76 is the official number. They did reach number 1.
Again, this is one of those things where it's like, T.I.'s got better songs than that. I don't know why this one is in the countdown.
Because it has Rihanna.
I don't know why she's in the countdown.
Because she's hot.
So you look good, that means you deserve to have a song in the top 100?
Statboy approved.
I don't think so, Tim. That's all I got to say about that right there. I don't think so, Tim.
Okay.
Never heard the song, don't care to, but I will say that Rihanna could set fire to a bus full of orphans and I'd still give her a chance.
Wow. I like his opinions.
No disrespect to orphans out there.
No,
I mean,
keep the orphans safe.
It's the hard knock life for us. Anyways.
Was that the original or the Jay-Z version?
Yes, the original.
Good. 75, Gavin DeBras, I Don't Want to Be.
I don't want to be talking about this damn song.
Me neither.
Oh boy, there go my cool stripes.
I need a drink. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I did that song. I sang that song in a karaoke bar once, and I thought.
And how was the response?
That everybody hated it, until I put the microphone down in a full karaoke bar on a Saturday night. We're all standing on their feet and clapping, and that made me like that song a lot. I like the lyrics. And it has a. If I can say anything against the song, is that it has too much attitude for a guy like Gavin DeGraw to be singing it. It sounds way too rebellious for a guy like Gavin DeGraw. I mean, that's like saying Jason Mraz is gangster.
We'll get to him later.
No. I mean, I actually really like the song, but just doesn't fit the guy.
I really don't care. Okay, 74. Chameleonaire and Crazy Bone with Ridin'. Now this should be higher. This was one of those songs. You hear it, you think about it, you start grooving to it. It was everywhere.
Weird Al parodied it.
Weird Al parodied it.
Had a hit with it. They even discussed that in the countdown. They're like, I don't care if I'm listening to Chameleonaire do it or if I'm listening to Weird Al do it. The song is hot. Bottom line.
You know, that's a good one.
That should become Stat Boy's official theme song on the show. Is White and Nerdy.
It was. I just don't play D&D or anything like that. What?
No, you play Legend of Zelda instead.
Damn right. Skyward Sword is coming out in a couple months.
That's right.
Jeff Meacham rejected.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh.
Bruce gonna fuck me up. Here we go.
Oh, you got two Zelda
geeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What have you? We'll get to that later.
I was a Mario Brothers guy more than Zelda. Sorry.
You're not even rocking the stash like I am. You cannot rock. No.
Go ahead and tell that story, Mikey. Tell the story about how little Natalie, my daughter, saw a picture of Luigi in the store and said, Uncle Mikey?
It wasn't a picture. It was a Luigi bank. It was a little Luigi bank. She pointed to that and she said, "That's you, Uncle Mikey."
I don't rock the stash. I have taste for my face, Mike.
You taste your face?
Chameleonaire, back to the subject matter. Jeff, I told you were going to have to be quiet. You just can't do it. Muzzle you, Meacham.
I'm sorry.
73.
Chameleonaire Riding was a good song.
Nelly Furtado featuring Timbaland with Promiscuous. Okay, moving on. It's been 6 weeks at number one.
Does this fall under your she's hot so she deserves to have a place in the countdown?
Nelly Furtado? No.
You're talking about Nelly Furtado was bomb.
No!
Better looking than Rihanna.
Oh, No,
yeah.
No.
And she can sing better.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Edder.
Tasty beverage.
You got nothing on that one? I don't.
Nope.
Okay,
Sorry.
continue. 72. Jets, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Don't start all at once.
Now, the video that I would like to see for this is I'd like to see them rocking out, playing their song. Song ends. Are you gonna be my girl?
Dun, dun,
and up comes the girl, looks him dead in the face and says no. That would be an epic music video right there.
It would.
It's like gone through all this stuff, spilling your guts out how you want her, and then she just looks you dead in the face and like, no. What do you got, Bruce?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? We're just
It's
cranking them out
more
here.
More of that style of music that I just don't care for.
Okay, fair enough. 71. If I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize in advance. Colby Calais or Calat? Bubbly. Calais. Okay. Colby Calais, Bubbly. I had no idea who she was on this. Even after reading her on Wiki, I had no idea who she was. Even watching her talk about her own song, I have no idea who she was. Who are you? Who are you?
She's a hot blonde.
Was she a blonde? I thought she was a redhead.
No, Lucky's a redhead.
And a damn good one at that. Nothing? Nothing. Okay, but this is gonna be a fast part.
Hey, this is a weak part of the countdown here. We haven't got to the top 50 yet, so.
All right.
I kind of have a feeling it's going to be like this, even when we do get to the countdown.
No, it'll be better.
50.
Number 70, Chris Brown featuring Jewel Santana, Run It. He's the youngest guy on the countdown He's the youngest guy on the countdown. He was the youngest artist to get number 1 at that time. He was only 16 when the song came out, so come on. Throw what he did to Rihanna out of the window.
Probably because he was afraid. Probably because Billboard was afraid he was going to go punch him in the face if they didn't put his song at number 1.
That wasn't until another few years after, wasn't it?
Oh, it was there.
He up and hit her, then ran it. He up and hit her, then ran it.
Didn't he do the blonde thing too?
Not too soon. Not too soon.
Chris Brown did the blonde hair at some point, didn't he?
I don't know. Every freaking R&B dude seems to do the blonde hair at some point.
So did Michael Cole, but neither here nor there.
In the 6th Backstreet Boy.
Yikes. Alright, going on. 69, Evanescence's Bring Me to Life.
Really? Nobody else, really?
There's a band from Italy. They are called Lacuna Coil. If you ever listen to Lacuna Coil and then you listen to Evanescence, you will see that Evanescence is basically ripped off Lacuna Coil's sound and vibe. I have a lot of respect for Amy Lee. She's a good songwriter. She has one of the most amazing voices I think I've ever heard. She has that kind of voice that when she really gets emotional and starts singing, you could put a brick wall in front of this woman and slowly watch it crumble while she's singing. It was an okay song. Instantly reminded me of this of Lacuna Coil, and pretty much that's about it. That's all I got.
I think it's one of those fight songs again that you just hear and you just want to beat somebody up again.
I think you need some much better motivation.
You need some much better motivation than seriously, because I hear
not in the beginning of the song.
I hear her sing, and I want to go to sleep. It's and I'm not saying that as a diss by any means to Amy Lee, because everything Bruce said is 100% on the money. I haven't heard Lacuna Coil to be able to know that, but I trust Bruce's judgment as far as music goes. But Amy Lee's got such an awesome voice. Listening to her sing makes me want to go to sleep, though. It does not make me want to get up and start fighting people.
After the intro, when it gets all nice, and then
no, Bring Me to Life is an awesome, really, really good pop song, but it does not make me want to go start punching holes in walls.
I'm gonna go punch in some hoes.
Freudian slip.
Punch holes in walls.
They just be tripping, but Bring Me to Life.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay. 68. Ludacris featuring Shauna with Stand Up. We're in the club again.
Okay.
The video was comical. The song.
Every Ludacris video is comical. Ludacris, this is another one of those situations where I think Ludacris had so many great songs, especially in the early part of the 2000s. And spoiler alert, only song on the countdown, switch that one out with Move Bitch Get Out the Way.
There you go.
Switch that song with Get Back.
Yeah.
Switch that song with Act a Fool.
Yeah.
Stand Up is a good song, but I just gave you 3 much better Ludacris songs, in my opinion. And no one can deny Move Bitch Get Out the Way, because that is like the ultimate road rage song. You get stuck on the 405 in rush hour traffic, you pop in your copy of Word of Mouth, turn it to track 10 and crank that shit. and you just try to find ways to swerve around the traffic to get out of there.
I'm impressed that he knew exactly what track it was. That's impressive. That's much better. What do you got on that?
I like Ludacris a lot. Good delivery, good. I'm not a big hip hop fan at all, but I like Ludacris. So, to me, like JJ said, all his songs are interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. But as an artist, I like him a lot. So.
Okay. One more, and then we'll end up this part. Number 67, Leona Lewis with Bleeding Love. Okay, moving on to number 66. If we got nothing on that,
wasn't she on like the X Factor or something like that?
I think
on
yes.
One of those shows?
Yeah, the UK version of the X Factor.
Okay.
The American version, let's not go there.
We could probably get one more song.
Okay. 66, Snoop Dogg featuring Pharrell, Drop It Like It's Hot. Drop It Like It's Hot. Oh my...
The only thing that whenever I hear that song, I think of that Sundrop commercial where that chick is dancing down the street. That alone makes me like the song because that commercial is so dumb. It actually makes me want to go out and buy the product.
This song,
I liked it.
This song to me is so simple in its delivery and its production, and that's what makes it so great. It's just pretty much a snare, a few beatbox pops of the mouth,
and
some hand claps, and that's it. It's like, it's simple, it's effective,
and it works.
Yeah.
Let's continue on with Aaliyah. Try Again. Did reach number 1, but only for a week. That sucked. It was a good song, Aaliyah's gone too soon. She had the potential to skyrocket, and this was one of the first songs that I listened to.
That's a horrible analogy, whether you know it or not.
Okay.
Do you even know what analogy? Never mind.
No, I don't.
Analogy is not another word for your mustache.
It could be. Go ahead. Aaliyah, go ahead.
Aaliyah, you said it right on. She gone too soon, enormous talent. She had all the potential in the world to have a long-standing career, and a couple of dumb decisions in her final hours, and she's not with us anymore.
Yep.
That's kind of all you have to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I could think of. I think she's one of those artists that if she were still alive, she would still be making good music right now.
Yeah. I agree. Number 64, sir.
J-Lo and Ja Rule, the I'm Real remix. It hit number 1. It hit number 1 twice. It went on for 2 weeks, went away, and came back. The hook.
So you're saying it went on and on? Is that what you're saying, Mikey?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And this song was also got a little bit of controversy because
J-Lo dropped the N-bomb.
Yeah, she did.
That's racism.
And that's
wrong.
I'm going to catch heat for this from a lot of people because Ja Rule is so not cool to be liking him anymore, but I was and still am a Ja Rule fan, and that song took him to another level because he was able to crack the mainstream, getting into a hit song with a pop diva like J-Lo, and I was able to take J-Lo to new levels at the same time because she was really doing good with like the dance club type of music, but being able to hit that marker and cross over to the hip hop charts did big things for her as well.
Jennifer Lopez is one of those people that I have a problem with, not because of her music, but because of her fucked up attitude.
Okay.
If you have to make a song called I'm Real and you have to make a song called Jenny from the Block, guess what, hun? You're not real and you're not from the fucking block anymore. Okay? You probably wouldn't be caught dead around the block you grew up on anymore. So let's not fool anybody, okay? She's an average talent in every conceivable sense of the word. And that's all there is to it. She's surrounded herself by a bunch of people who tell her how great she is, and now she's starting to believe her own hype. but you know she's average at everything. That's it.
That's it.
All right, next.
63, Andrew WK's Party Hard. Good rocker song. Good headbanging song. What's so
Bruce
funny?
has got.
No, it's nothing. I really like Andrew WK because he just does not give a fuck.
Yeah, look at the album cover. I mean, him with a busted nose.
And anybody who hires Obituary's lead guitarist for his touring band is all right in my book. So, Andrew WK, you are the man.
Andrew WK, though, and especially with his two big songs, you know...
What was the other one?
She Is Beautiful.
There you go.
It comes back to Interchangeable Rock. Both those songs sound identical. And those were his two big songs. I mean, he's had other songs since then, but I defy the average music fan to tell me what they're called.
Moving on.
Bruce over here probably knows because he just said that he's an Andrew WK fan. But I defy the average music listener to tell me a song of Andrew WK's except for She's Beautiful and Party Hard.
Actually, I can't.
Okay.
I'm just cool with him because he hired Obituary's lead guitar player.
And that makes him good by
as a
you.
touring band. I mean, hey, that's cool. That's cool enough with me.
Okay.
Obituary needs more
But Party
exposure.
Party Hard is a good song.
Yeah.
It is a good party rocker.
There you go. 62, Avril Lavigne's Complicated.
Oh, boy.
See, I said this when we were watching the countdown. I think that, again, same thing with Ludacris, same thing with other bands. Other great songs that she's released that deserve to be in the countdown, Overcomplicated. It may have been her breakthrough single, but Skater Boy, I'm With You, Girlfriend, all came out to the 2000s, and in my opinion, were all better than Complicated.
I agree.
Did you actually use Avril Lavigne and great songs in the same sentence?
Oh, my personal
Really?
opinion. I like her.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
She's not punk. She is not the image that she tries
There's
to
a fucking
portray.
news flash for the day. Avril Lavigne's not punk.
She is not the image that she tries to portray herself to be. I will give you
Next
that.
story, next thing we're going to talk about is how wet water is, because I bet you didn't know that shit either, did you?
Mikey, she was punk, remember?
Yeah, she was.
She was punked hard in that parking garage.
Yeah.
Ashton got her so good.
It was a good episode.
She's not the image that she tries to portray herself to be, and I will give you that. But
I'm With You is probably the closest, and that's probably the closest thing to what she actually is.
Yeah.
Okay. 61, Keyless's Milkshake, one of the most annoying songs. You heard everywhere you turned.
That's only because you ain't never had nobody offer you their milkshake.
Oh, not too soon. Not too soon. Stat Boy approved.
I hang my head on that one.
Never been invited to the yard.
He just Hadouken you on your own show, Mikey.
Yeah,
God
you
damn
did.
it.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear that song, I think of the intro to Date movie. And Allison Hannigan in the fat suit shaking around to that song. It just makes me fall out laughing.
I remember it got used in a Jack in the Box commercial or a Carl's Jr. commercial promoting their milkshakes are 100% made with ice cream.
That goes to show the impact of the song. If you're talking about movies and fast food joints, that goes to show you exactly what an impact that song made. Enough said.
Yes.
Next. Keisha's TikTok is number 60.
Tick
If you have to put a
tock, we have to fix the cuckoo clock. Tick tock, tick tock. We have to fix the cuckoo clock.
You have to invoke the mouse.
That TikTok is better than hers, and that came out in the 2000s. Why isn't that on the list?
I don't make the list. I just rant on it.
Wasn't that made last year?
You're not even really doing that much ranting, sir.
I'm okay with that. It came out this year, or 2009. Sorry,
Yeah.
2009.
The last year of eligibility, and where is it ranked?
I meant Mickey Mouse. When did that come out? Was it 2010?
No.
Who knows? Nothing?
Choosing between Kesha's music and volunteering to be a guinea pig for one of Jigsaw's traps in Saw. Yeah, I think that Jigsaw would probably win that one. That one right there. Yeah.
What about Keisha's music and having to sit through the shitty Friday the 13th remake on loop over and over and over again?
Derek Mears would make a lot of money off me.
I love
that says it all.
59, Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. You're probably going to do that after watching the show.
I'm already doing it on the inside.
Cry Me a River was...
It's all his fault! He came up with the idea!
Cry Me a River was an awesome song because everybody who heard it knew who it was about.
And they started crying?
No. Most people started laughing.
Tasty beverage?
I think it's that time.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, but Newfound Glory's cover was better than Justin Timberlake's.
Yes. I honestly just feel that it finally showed that Broad has a human side. She can be human. She's not infallible. She's not some superhero. Britney is human after all.
And who was her bounce back? She went from Justin Timberlake to K-Fed.
Well, yeah, she hasn't bounced back since.
Well, Colin Farrell was in there somewhere.
You?
Anyways.
Yeah.
Next.
58, Jason Mraz. I'm yours. Moving on.
All I got to say about Jason Mraz is he looks like Matthew Lillard to me.
It was an alright song.
I really don't care anymore. Just kidding. 57, Mary J. Blige, Family Affair.
I don't even remember it.
Mary J. Blige plus a Dr. Dre beat equals an Instant Club hit. Next.
56, DMX's Party Up. Great video, great song. I liked it. And we're moving on.
Some of these songs, like, I've got nothing to say except I like it. I can't really break down.
I mean,
you can't really break down DMX Party Yet because
DMX made it. He did a perfect job of breaking down DMX.
He broke down himself. I mean, how many times was he arrested in the 2000s?
More times than he had hits.
There you go.
You know, it's a good song. It's a great video. I've said that a few times.
I was thinking of Cat Williams bit.
Hey, little bitch! Get in the accident, number 7!
Go and make me a sandwich! He really talks like that!
Damn.
Wow. 55, The Killers, Mr. Brightside.
Why you gotta kill them?
Would that be a bright side?
Be my bright side.
It's a catchy pop hit. Nothing more you can really say about it than that.
Just, I mean, how many of those songs are about, you know, being jilted, you know, by your girlfriend or whatever, or just unrequited love, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, I mean, we've all felt it as part of the human experience. You could at least make a decent damn song about it.
54, Norah Jones, Don't Know Why.
There we go.
I don't know why. I know it's a good song, I just don't know why. Nora, what are you trying to tell us?
Norah Jones is awesome. I love Norah
Completely
Jones.
underrated.
53, Blink-182's All the Small Things.
That should be top 50.
It's a great party song.
It should be top 50 if for no other reason but for all the bands that they lampoon in that video. And most of the bands that they lampoon in that video are in the top 50. So by default, they should be too.
Makes perfect sense. 50. Did you want to say anything on that? Okay, fine. 52. Shakira and Wyclef Jean. Hips don't lie.
Hers certainly don't.
We're going back to the ass shaking song.
There we go. Shakira is one of those. I mean, she's a great artist. She's a great songwriter, and she's really, really nice to look at.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But she sounds like Grover.
Oh, yeah. A female Grover. But
of course, then you said Avril Lavigne and great songs in the same sentence.
And I also endorsed Ja Rule that sounds like Cookie Monster. So we got Grover and Cookie Monster on the countdown. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Next.
Well, should be there.
Follow Shakira's hips, you can get there.
Exactly. 51. Natasha Bedingfield's Pocket Full of Sunshine.
Reminds me of a shampoo commercial.
I do not want to go to the Pechanga Resort and Casino, and no song that you play will make me change my mind.
I didn't even know it was a real song until I heard it. I was riding in somebody's car, and she was playing this song, and I said, wow, that's a real song? I thought it was just something that was written for a commercial, so, yeah.
And it very much sounds like it is.
It is.
They use it for so many ads.
All right, we've made it to the top 50 of VH1's 100 greatest hits of the thousands.
And let me point out, go ahead and say this real quick. This is, in fact, VH1's list. I don't know who voted on these songs or who made these songs in the top 100, because I know there's songs that I wouldn't have had in there. Mike, I'm sure there's songs you wouldn't have had in there. Bruce, you just admitted during the freaking break here that you don't know half of this stuff.
If it was up to me, the list wouldn't even exist.
And if it did, it would be all music that most of y'all have never heard of. And I only know because he's exposed me to it.
Okay.
You know, so let's go ahead and get into
Taylor Swift, You Belong With Me.
Yeah, we're starting strong, ain't we?
Yeah, we sure are. Thank you, Kanye.
Here on TMZ. Sorry.
Okay, again, and I'm going to catch crap for this. I do not think Taylor deserves all the critical acclaim and the musical accolades that she has gotten in the last 3 years. 95% of it has been as pity because Kanye fucked her over on the VMAs. But she is a good songwriter. She's got nowhere to go but up right now, considering how young she is. And I do actually like this song.
It is a nice song. I like it. That's all I gotta say. I can't go into these long rants about this stuff because everything else is being said. So, you know, and I'm okay with that. I'm just throwing that out to the fans right now. I'm okay with that. If I'm not talking enough, I'm sorry. But my brothers are doing the talking for me, and that's why I love my brothers so much. Go ahead.
I've never even heard the song. I got nothing.
There you go, Taylor Swift. You're in. 49.
Must be a good one.
Or a bad one, depending on how you look at it.
Lady Gaga. I do not like her. I do not get her. Bad Romance is the song. She's just got this thing. It's like she does things that make other people, like the meat incident with the move with the when she came out in that dress full of meat. She comes out in an egg. You know, I'm sorry I'm bashing her, but it's like
your opinion.
Your music is not cool. Okay? Your music is annoying. Your wardrobe is, what the hell are you wearing? Your attitude is, I'm Lady Gaga. You don't spell Gaga without gag. That was your line. I took it.
I was actually just about to say that.
Go ahead, brothers. I'm done.
I can't say nothing else. You took my whole line.
Thank you. I do not care.
Bad Romance is a bad song, and Lady Gaga is a bad artist.
Alright. I'm going to preface what I'm about to say by saying that I don't consider myself a Lady Gaga fan. I'm not going to go out and buy her music. But I will say I have a hell of a lot of respect for her. Back in the 80s, Madonna did that and people said the same thing. In the 70s, Grace Jones did it and people said the same thing. Every decade, you're going to have that one artist to push that proverbial envelope. And now we have Lady Gaga.
The 90s was Bjork, I think.
Maybe.
Especially as far as the outfits go.
Maybe, yeah, probably. She's a performance artist. That's what performance artists do. They make people, whether you love her or you hate her, you're still talking about her. So she's doing her job. She's worked her way into social consciousness. So she's done her job. You know, if you're not buying her records or whatever, okay, that's fine. She's not losing a penny. Because for every one that don't, there are 10 that do. But you're talking about her. So she's done her job.
I'm only talking about her because I was asked to do this show.
There you go. Okay, 48. The Kings of Leon, Sex on Fire.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Rant, 7, Rant.
I like the song.
So do I.
I like the song a lot. And, man, the lyrics are something else. I'm not going to go into reciting them, but just look them up.
Yeah. Legally download the song. Or go do something that no one ever does anymore these days. Go to a record store and buy the CD.
There's still record stores?
Best Buy, you know, places like that. But
Best Buy.
It's a good song. Their singer has a really great voice. Has a really soulful voice for the type of music that he sings. So I'm definitely on board with Kings of Leon.
every time I hear this song, and I was saying this to the house when we were watching the countdown, every time I hear this song, I get this mental image in my head. And, you know, it's a new song, so it wasn't around back then. But I get this mental image in my head of the Breakfast Club, dancing out in the detention hall.
That would work.
And I could totally see Molly Ringwald, you know, just rocking out, doing her little spin around dance, and Judd Nelson, Anthony Michael Hall, and Emilio Estevez just, you know, walking back and forth upon the books stacks. I just have this mental image of them doing that to this song.
That would work, definitely.
So that's what I think when I hear this song. And Bruce is right. The lyrics are epic. Google search the lyrics, buy the CD, legally download it, whatever. Make the song part of your iPod or your phone.
Play it yourself. 47, Christina Aguilera, Pink, Lil' Kim, and Maya with the remake of Lady Marmalade.
Hello.
I think the guy on the TV show said it best. This is an explosion of sluttiness right here.
Which one was the sluttiest?
In the video, Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim, by far.
Although Pink, I think, came in a really close second.
No, Maya.
No, Pink.
No. Lil' Kim, Maya, Christina, Pink.
No. Kim, Pink, Maya, Christina.
Who cares? They were all in the damn video wearing lingerie. Who cares?
We all have our tastes.
Yes.
Well, not tasting Not maybe not Lil' Kim. No.
I was gonna say Lil' Kim asked it best. How many licks does it take till you get to the center?
The world might never know.
Only she would know. 46, Kid Rock.
Was 46 how many licks it takes, or is that the next song?
That's the next song.
Oh, okay.
That was that answer, damn.
That's a lot of licks. 46, Kid Rock featuring Sheryl Crow with Picture.
I don't have a bad thing I can say about this song.
It shocked the world. Kid Rock can actually do country and guitar.
It didn't shock me.
Shocked me.
Have you ever heard of Kid Rock's influences?
Seriously. He says it in freaking his song.
Country and classic rock are his influences, dude.
Even Stat Boy needs to do his homework, okay?
Yeah, go back to, I think it's American Badass. AC/DC, the ZZ Top, Bocephus, Beasties and the Kings of Rock, Skinner, Sigurd, Limp Corn, The Stones, David Allan Coe with No Show Jones.
That was scary.
Says it right there in his fucking songs who he loves. Leonard Skinner, Bob Seger, George Jones, David Allan Coe, all Southern rock or country influences, and you're shocked that he can write a country song.
I stand corrected.
Way corrected, jeez.
45.
Hashtag Statboy owned.
Wow.
I'll let that go because it's my brother. 45. Eve featuring Gwen Stefani, Let Me Blow Your Mind. Moving on.
No, I'm gonna touch this one real quick because this was the start of Gwen moving to solo.
Yeah.
You could see when she was willing to get onto Eve's track that she was kind of getting tired doing the same old No Doubt thing, and she wanted to expand her horizons a little bit. She got onto a Dre track with Eve, made an awesome song and video, and things just kind of spiraled from there as far as her solo career goes, to the point where Eve repaid the favor a few years later with Rich Girl.
Well said. I like it. Good song, good video.
I haven't listened to any Gwen Stefani that wasn't with No Doubt. I'm not into the pop stuff, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
44, the Red Hot Chili Peppers with Californication.
There we go.
Didn't even break the top 50 in the Billboard charts, but it should have.
Yeah. Again, a lot of people give Chili Peppers crap for this song. You know, they sold out, they changed their style up, they cut their hair, whatever it is that they wanted to say. The song is
they got
epic.
Metallica-tosis.
Californication.
Don't sue me, Lars. Don't sue me.
I know, right?
I ain't got shit.
Except for Smurfette.
No.
But it was a great song. It was a great album. And again, I don't think the Chili Peppers really have anything that you can point at and be like, That sucked.
Nope.
They're the Chili Peppers. Yeah. Bruce Springsteen earlier. Aerosmith from earlier. They're the Chili Peppers. There is absolutely nothing bad I can say about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They are one of the best bands, not only from the late 80s and early 90s, but they're one of the best bands ever. Okay, if I had to put my favorite bands, make a list of my top 10 favorite bands, Chili Peppers would be in the top 5.
About the only negative I can say about the Chili Peppers is their acting ability. I mean, Flea in the Back to the Future movies and Anthony Kiedis shooting his foot in Point Break. Not exactly master thespians.
Yeah, but they weren't making music in those movies, so you know.
43. Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl."
Oh, good God. there are two. There are a couple things in my lifetime that I will always say were like the darkest times in my lifetime. Katy Perry's rise to fame is on that list. She is just one of the absolute worst artists around today.
My God.
There is absolutely nothing good I can say about that song. And if you remember, there was a song by an artist named Jill Sobule. It was also called "I Kissed a Girl." And that was a better song.
That's when that was still taboo. It came out in the middle of the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, "So You Kissed a Girl." So does every drunk chick in every club in Hollywood who has to go woo-hoo every time she fucking does something stupid.
Damn, man, that's a...
Kind of took the thunder away from me. I like this song.
I like Katy Perry. I don't know if I like the song.
I find it interesting though that you consider Katy Perry one of the worst artists out there, but you just sat here and put over Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
So I think Katy Perry is leaps and bounds above Lady
You
Gaga.
shake your hand on that one.
But it's just personal opinion.
Yes, Jeff.
Katy Perry, a fucking liar.
How you figure?
Watch the video of "I Kissed a Girl."
Okay.
Is there one point, at any point in that video, where a girl is kissing another girl? The answer is fuck no.
But you know what?
She
Everybody
lies.
and their mama watches that video to see it, but it's not good.
Well, now they know. Don't watch the video. Ain't no girls kissing no girls. It's lies. Lies.
You sound really upset about that.
I am really upset. Fucking lying song, motherfuckers. Damn.
All right.
Bullshit.
42. Trains, Drops of Jupiter. Tell me. Apparently, this is the song that you play and the girls just melt right in front of you. That's from what I doubt that. I don't know. That's what I read.
Yeah, I think you got a better chance of girls losing their draws to D'Angelo than you do to Train. I'm just saying.
So then switch them on the list. Yeah?
I don't feel one way or the other about the song. It's just one of those that just I can't say anything about it. I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's just one of those songs that it's there and you kind of just have to deal with it.
Okay. And we're going to finish up with number 41, R. Kelly, Trapped in the Closet.
Now we're sitting here discussing some music. I'm on the left, Mike's in the middle, and Bruce is on the right.
Keep going, keep going.
What in the hell
That's basically Trapped in the Closet. It's like a 22-chapter R. Kelly telling a story, half singing, half talking. And you can make it anything. It's got dudes screwing dudes. It's got dudes cheating on girls. It's got midgets impregnating women. It's got R. Kelly stuck in a closet.
It's got guns. It's got cheating. It's got because I'm trapped in the closet.
It is R. Kelly's attempt at the hip hop rock. And if you sit down and you commit to the 22-chapter, hour-and-a-half movie, it's fucking hilarious.
It just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, and it finally ends
To be continued.
Exactly. This is a long episode. And I'm
I'll be damned. You know, I thought this was going to take a minute, but I didn't realize how long it was going to take when I signed up for this. Am I getting compensated for my time?
I'll buy you dinner.
No.
You too. Because I love my brothers very much.
Alright, so we're at the top 40 now.
And we've got Fall Out Boy. Sugar, we're going down. Ah, tasty beverage.
That about says it all.
That's it. Sorry, Fall Out Boy. Nothing.
You know, traditional, poppy, rock song, no substance.
You have to be on a substance to like Fall Out Boy. Moving on. 39, Adele's Chasing Pavements.
There we go.
Go ahead.
Love it.
Love it?
Hate it.
You would. You like Katy Perry.
You would. You like Lady Gaga.
I didn't say I like Lady Gaga. I just said I respect her. I also said I wasn't buying any of her music.
I'm in the middle, as always. Don't know much about it.
I don't get Adele.
You have a Dell computer, don't you?
Nothing. Yeah, I do have a Dell computer, yes.
Yeah.
I don't get her. I don't understand what it is that she brings to the table that's so great, that
And
so many people are going crazy
like
over.
A voice, songwriting talent, actual musicianship. But you know, seeing as how she's in the music business, I mean, you know, talent doesn't really have a place anymore. So, yeah,
Sadly, I agree with you on that statement. Talent doesn't seem to have much of a place anymore, but
I mean, everybody's like, oh, she's a little bit overweight, but man, she can sing. She's a fucking singer. That's what singers do. They sing.
She's
okay,
English,
she's not a model.
She's English, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Best things come out of England. And apparently, the fans thought that this song was one of them. Way to go, VH1
It's a great song, and Adele is a great artist, and she's going to be around a long time.
Okay. 38, Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. Now we're going into the T-bop pop phase. I'll admit it is a good song. I'll admit it's on my phone. Don't know why, but
I can tell you why. You work for Disney. You feel that you have to support the mouse.
he's speaking the truth. It's a good song, you know? I mean, the video could be done a lot better.
For everything we say about the traditional poppy rock songs and how there's no substance, it's the same thing with this song.
Yeah.
It's a traditional pop song in the vein of Hit Me Baby One More Time, Genie in a Bottle, and all those other songs that sold billions of records and really at the end of the day shouldn't have.
Right. Nothing on Miley? Okay, fine. Continuing with pop, 37, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again.
See last song, moving on.
36, NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye.
See last two songs, moving on.
There you go, we just killed 3 songs, all in the same genre, all in the same style, all made the same amount of money, all of them Disney related.
All of them on his phone.
No, NSYNC is not on my phone. I swear to you, NSYNC is not on my phone.
I got a joke.
Awfully defensive there, aren't you?
Uh-oh.
What did Justin Timberlake say to Chris Kirkpatrick, Lance Bass, JC Chazet, and Joey Fatone?
Bye, bye, bye.
There you go. Moving on.
That was good, though. I'll give you that one. 35, John Myers.
I think what was scary was that I actually remembered all their names.
Oh, yeah. Who's the stat boy here? Now, in this case, I
The
think
stat boy or the stash boy?
both. 35, John Myers' Daughters. Does that consider as pop? Are we still talking about pop?
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, wait.
Okay, go
Hold
ahead.
on.
This is not an example of John Mayer's talent. If you've ever seen John Mayer live, he is one of the most phenomenal blues guitar players today. Why he doesn't get to do that more on his albums, I don't know. But any guy who can stand on the same stage with B.B. King and hang with him musically is a guy that will have my respect until the day I die. John Mayer, you are the fucking man.
I can go Jamie Foxx with Ray Charles then. Yeah. There you go.
I'm not a huge fan of John Mayer. Well, I can't say I'm not a huge fan. I don't know a whole lot of his music, so I can't really judge him. So that's all I can only say about him, is I don't know him, so I can't knock him.
Fair enough.
Watch his live stuff. It'll change the way you look at him.
Okay.
34, Janet Jackson's All For You. Good song. I liked it. Nice little dance beat to it. It's still in the realm of pop, though, because it's still poppy.
Yeah, but it's a different, to me it's a different kind of pop. Unfortunately, with Janet Jackson, she seems to get weaker with every release.
I completely agree.
Every release, I mean, when Rhythm Nation came out, it was like the second coming of Michael Jackson.
Completely agree.
And then when Janet came out, I mean, she ruled the world with that album.
Mm-hmm.
That was by far her strongest release. And then
Stronger
after
than
that,
Rhythm Nation?
no, yes, much stronger than Rhythm Nation. Not necessarily better, but well, I guess I am saying it's better.
See, because to me there isn't a song on Rhythm Nation that I would skip, but there are songs on the Janet album that I would skip.
I wouldn't skip songs on either one, but I mean, she ruled the world with those two releases, and then after that, it seemed like she just kind of fell off.
Yeah. She released a greatest hits album way too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, she had more albums prior to Control, but the square root of her greatest hits album was 3 albums. Whereas if she had waited until today, or even 5-10 years ago, to release a greatest hits album, it would have been just a monumental release, as opposed to crap and non-crap. Because her greatest hits album, I thought, was a horrible compilation. There were some really good songs that got left off.
There you go. Alright, moving on. Number 33, Johnny Cash's Hurt. This should be top 20 in my eyes. I mean, that song, you see that, you hear that song, I almost want to start crying because I miss Johnny Cash so much. That is a good song.
That song made me cry.
That's right. We're going into wrestling now, but you know, it's the perfect song if you're thinking of somebody you lost and you cry and you feel better about it. You know, you don't feel so bad.
All I gotta say is Rick Rubin is an underrated genius who brought Johnny Cash back to prominence in the 90s and the 2000s, all the way up until Johnny passed away. And Rick was able to persuade Johnny to record this song, and dare I say it's one of those few covers that surpasses the original in my opinion.
There you go.
Because Johnny Cash knew pain and hurt and could relate that through his voice, where I don't think Trent Reznor was able to as well.
You said up until Johnny, even after his death, 'cause Ain't No Grave was released post-mortem too, and that was not a huge hit compared to Hurt, but it still went up there pretty fast. Go ahead, Bruce, sorry.
Johnny Cash is and always will be one of the most prolific names in the history of American music. Because everything he did, he stood behind it. Every word he wrote, every note he played was an indication of the life he had lived. It was an image. He didn't do it to get attention. He did it because it was real, and that's what happened in his life. And he resonated with people because they knew he was real. They knew that he wasn't full of shit. They knew he wasn't telling stories that he couldn't back up. As far as I'm concerned, Johnny Cage never left prominence. He was always...
Johnny Cage?
Did I say Johnny Cage?
You said Johnny Cage.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I was thinking of Johnny Cage. See, I did it again. I was thinking of Johnny Cash's cover of Soundgarden's Rusty Cage.
There you go.
But Johnny is
okay.
Johnny's awesome. Always has been, always will be.
No, you don't mess with the Man in Black.
Yeah.
Like I say, but it
I
should
can't believe I said Johnny Cage.
That's okay. 32. Maroon 5's This Love.
Oh boy.
This song makes me want another sip of my tasty beverage.
Go for it. I think that's all you're gonna get out of us, Maroon 5.
I kind of dug it. There are a couple times where I heard it in a grocery store or in the radio or in the laundromat, and I would catch myself singing along to it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it.
Okay. 31. Amy Winehouse's Rehab. Yeah. Speak, Jeff, speak.
No. I think I know exactly what Jeff is thinking now.
Mental email.
I know.
Everybody, mental email.
The man talk, Mikey.
Amy Winehouse is another one of those that, while I am sad that she is gone, while I feel that she didn't get to reach her full, true potential, I can't exactly feel sorry. She made a hit song about how everyone thought she needed to go to rehab because of her drug and alcohol problems, and she told them no, no, no. And now she's dead, dead, dead. And that's all I really have to say about it. It is a great song. But at the end of the day, it's like she looked into the magic 8-ball, saw her response, told it to the world, and then said, fuck y'all.
If kicking a drug addiction or alcohol addiction was that cut and dry, there wouldn't be a single addict in the entire world. That being said, it was a great song, and Back in Black is a great album. And and it sucks that people are going to remember her for all the bad things, like her addiction and the drastic weight loss and the erratic behavior and all that. That's what happens when you have a lot of money and no control. No people talking common sense to you. That's what happens. That's what happened to Amy Winehouse. That's what happened to Michael Jackson. It sucks that it sucks that she died. It sucks that she died young, and it sucks that she died of all of the reasons that she did. I don't think we had a chance to see the best of what she could have done, and it's unfortunate that we never will.
All right, we've hit the top 30. We got
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Probably crank out another 1 or 2 songs.
All right, number 30, Gwen Stefani's Holla Back Girl.
Can somebody please explain to me what the hell a Holla Back Girl is?
That's what they said on the countdown.
I have no idea. If somebody could just type it in the comment box, or just get at me with this, because I
want them to holla back.
I want to shut the fuck up. That's what I want you to stop hollering back at me. Just somebody please explain to me what the hell a Holla Back Girl is.
I don't know,
because I'm lost.
I tried looking it up. I couldn't find a damn thing.
I believe. And I could be wrong, but I believe that the term Holla Back Girl comes from a guy going up, trying to talk to a girl, and then telling her to call him. Holla back at me. It's guy go up, kick his game, trying to get into the panties, holla back at me. I could be wrong. Like Bruce said,
we need confirmation.
If y'all can define it better than what I just did, or if I'm wrong, please leave it in the comment box.
Please
but
do.
I believe that's what it is.
Number 29, the Foo Fighters' Best of You.
Finally, a song I can get excited about. Finally.
Yes, Bruce, you can wake up from your nap now, dude.
Yeah,
you're on now.
Yeah,
you're on.
Sleeping with my eyes open for one of the parts, but Foo Fighters, awesome band, great energy, amazing recorded, amazing live, amazing sitting in a room looking at each other not doing a damn thing. The Foo Fighters are just that badass.
We are the Foo Fighters.
If there is any good thing in the world that came from Kurt Cobain's death, and this is the only one, it's the Foo Fighters.
I completely agree with you. The Foo Fighters are an awesome band, huge catalog of great hits, and this song was no exception. Best of You definitely deserves its place in the top 50. I think it should have cracked the top 20, but at least it's represented at a good spot at the countdown.
It is. Nice spot there. All right, 28, Madonna's Music. Madonna doing techno style, or is it a techno beat? No. If it could have been done in a different style, I would have said yes. Everybody it's your dance song, it's your Madonna doing the whole turning yourself into a cartoon in the video. Music makes me feel happy, and she's done better.
I can respect Madonna for her accomplishments in music. I can respect Madonna for wanting to reinvent herself for the new millennium, but this song was god-awful.
I don't know if I would judge it that harshly, but I certainly didn't like it. I'm going to pull one out of the punk band playbook. Man, her early stuff was so much better.
Oh, yeah.
I remember being a kid sitting in front of the TV and watching, listening to Like a Virgin or Material Girl or something like that, and it just...
of course, this is also back in the days when MTV actually played music videos.
Well, this wasn't even MTV. It was just an afternoon video show that came on Channel 9 or something.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it was way back in the day. This was, I was either 6 or 7, so it was either 1983 or 1984. But, I certainly wouldn't put that song among her strongest releases.
Yeah, to me, Madonna was just trying to take a cue of Cher, who had reinvented herself like 5 years prior with Believe and doing the whole techno pop
For the
thing.
75th time.
Yeah.
But Cher did it better, in my opinion.
There you go. All right, 27, Usher featuring Ludacris and Little John with
Yeah.
When the song first came out, I liked it, but then it's like every time I went to an Angel game and somebody would come up, it's like, yeah. It's like, no, stop playing the song. You're drilling it into my head. It's one of those songs again.
Yes, pop music.
Point of a pop song.
No, you're not supposed to
drill it into people's heads.
No,
yes, it is.
To the point where they get as bent out of shape about it as you are right now talking about it.
There you go.
That goes back to what Bruce said earlier about Lady Gaga. You're still talking about
it. It did its job.
I love that song. I was not the hugest Usher fan when he burst on the scene, but starting with I believe it's the 8701 album, and then the Confessions album, which I believe this is off of, I started to change my tune around about Usher. He took it to another level. Again, he reinvented himself, and success has come his way, all the way up until he decided to reinvent himself by signing Justin Bieber, and now...
Yeah, look what that's getting. And the damn good thing Justin Bieber's not on this list at all.
Yeah.
Because then we would really rip him one. I don't care how old he is.
I'm pretty sure Justin debuted in 2010, am I right?
Don't know, don't care. What's
okay, alright.
Good idea, yeah, because, let's not talk about Justin Bieber. Next, 26, The White Stripes, Seven Nation Army. I like the White Stripes. They're a good band.
They were okay. They were, just something new and something very unique. Well, not really new. I mean, that type of soul-infused rock music has been very popular on the East Coast for a number of years before it got popular. I can take it or leave it, honestly. I don't feel one way or the other about it.
It's a good song.
I like the White Stripes. I like Seven Nation Army. Probably the weirdest thing that I can come up with to say regarding that song is that a couple years ago, the Oak Ridge Boys did a cover of it. And their country doo-wop type of style that they do.
If you don't know who the Oak Ridge Boys are, go ask your parents or maybe your grandparents.
There you go. I like that one. All right, 25. Nelly is Hot in Her. Not hot in here, hot in her.
Yeah, it's like double R.
Double R with an E at the end. Another song that did its job, but everywhere you looked, that song was playing in the clubs.
I gotta say though, I used to DJ back in the day. Y'all remember me doing this?
Oh yes.
Not once did I put on that song and actually see girls taking their clothes off though.
Well, some of them shouldn't have had to have.
Yeah. Some of them you didn't want to see.
Exactly.
But I didn't see it happen. So that song was not as effective as it was supposed to be.
So Nelly needed to work on that a little bit, I think. But like I say, good song. Good song. Anything?
It did what it was supposed to do. Got asses on the dance floor.
Along with the next one, 24, Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On. Those two songs back to back in the club. There you go. And then they'll just drop on the floor. It's like, it's so hot in here, we're going to get our freak on and just drop where we stand.
I don't think that's the club I'd want to be in. Really don't. Wouldn't want to see all that.
It depends on...
I like
Missy.
I like Missy Elliott a lot.
It was a really simple beat, too. I mean, it wasn't anything fancy. It was just really simple, and it made you want to nod your head to it.
Alright. 23, Pink's Get the Party Started. Didn't reach number 1, only reached number 4. Good song, good video. Pink's debut? No.
That was her second album. This is the lead-off single to her second album.
The 7 countdown, it was her, essentially her coming out party, because that song flew her to the top.
Yeah.
Shot her to the top, whatever phrase you want to use.
Yeah, because, I mean, Pink actually started out as an R&B artist. She was on Babyface and L.A. Reid's label.
Mm-hmm.
She was an R&B artist when she started.
Back in the days when I remember what Babyface looked like.
Yeah.
Inside joke.
Well, we'll get to that one.
But I like Pink. I like her attitude. I'm pretty cool with. I'm cool with her music. I'm not gonna go out and buy it or anything, but I like the vibe. I like the energy. Yeah.
Pink rocks.
Yeah. And she's hot.
And she is. Yes.
Yeah. Very hot.
22, Alicia Keys' Fallen.
Oh God.
Another song that just would not stop. And it made the piano cool.
For real?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
It made the pianos cool.
Really?
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 Yes.
Really?
Made it real?
Yeah.
The piano cool?
Elton John certainly didn't make it cool.
I'm gonna fuck
You need to get off this stage. We are evicting you.
You are kicked off your own show.
No, I'm
Fuck
not.
you.
No.
I will admit that Alicia Keys brought sexy back to the piano. But
Or it will be
she
hosted
didn't
by
make the
Bruce
piano
Edwards.
cool. I'm sorry. Alicia Keys.
Oh, wow.
I liked Alicia Keys back here because she was sexy without having to flaunt over the top sexy.
She was
I
sexy
think she
without being
sold-
trashy.
Yeah, I think she sold out her style a little as she got a little bit further into her career and started becoming the slutty sexy that everyone always sees in the music videos. But back here, she was sophisticated sexy, and that made her even more sexy.
Now,
You don't like my opinions? Too bad. I'm sorry.
Elton John did not make the piano cool. What the? God damn it, Mike.
Get off it, alright?
Go ahead, Bruce.
Sorry, Bruce.
I was
Bless you.
Thanks. I was thinking about the whole Jennifer Lopez thing from earlier. Alicia Keys. That's the girl from the block.
Yeah.
Okay? She made that type of music. She had that type of vibe. That's a girl from the block. Okay? J-Lo, get off that shit. Only block you on is on Rodeo Drive, ho. But yeah, Alicia Keys win.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Should have been top 20.
Yeah. That album is amazing. If you have not heard it, where the hell have you been?
Seriously, because that album turned 10 years old this year. Can you believe it?
I believe it.
I mean, everyone's sitting here caught up in the fact that, shit like Nirvana, Nevermind turned 20 this year, and that's all great. But Alicia Keys' Songs in A Minor is 10 years old, too. Where the fuck did those 10 years go? It seems like a year or two ago.
I want to think about it.
It seemed like only a year or two ago that I was listening to Fallen and A Woman's Worth on the radio. It doesn't seem like it was 10 years ago. Is it just me?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
21, Jay-Z's 99 Problems.
Wow.
This is another one to me that just shows the genius of some people, because this is another Rick Rubin production. The same man that was responsible for Johnny Cash's Hurt was responsible for this song. And I don't know what it is about this song to me, but every version of 99 Problems I have heard is a fucking kick-ass version. Whether it's Rick Rubin's original version from the Black Album, whether it's the mashup with the Beatles off of the Grey Album where they use the Helter Skelter beat, whether it's the version off of the Jay-Z versus Metallica Double Black Album where they use the Sad But True beat, or it's the Linkin Park and Jay-Z Collision Chorus version that uses One Step Closer.
I like that one.
Every version of that song has been a fucking kick-ass version of that song.
I like that one the best.
I can thank Rick Rubin for one thing only. One word. And it is a word that if there are any metalheads out there, you already know what I'm talking about. One thing that the world can thank Rick Rubin for. Slayer.
There you go. Number 20, we're going back into the pop world, Britney Spears' Toxic.
Can we talk about Slayer some more?
Slayer, the version of Toxic?
Yeah,
that would be kind of hot.
Let's talk about Slayer. I don't want to talk about Britney Spears. Go ahead and talk about Slayer. Go right ahead. That'll be a great way to end out this. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Slayer. That's pretty much.
Do you want Slayer to slay Britney Spears?
That's all you need.
Shouldn't it be more like Slayer?
It could be.
There's a Jerry Lynn reference again.
It's like, cause not to knock you, but you sounded kind of like Slayer. Slayer.
Did you have a burrito for lunch, didn't you?
No, that'll be his dinner tonight.
That's pretty much all you need.
Still loving nachos.
Slayer. That's all you need.
No nachos.
This guy.
No nachos. 19 to go. Bring it on home.
Hopefully.
You can do this. I have faith. Number
Okay,
9.
Bruce is like, are you going to give me any more songs that I actually give a shit about?
Let's see.
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
This one ain't it, though.
What's number 19, sir?
Nice. You're welcome. Destiny's Child, Bootylicious.
Well, they are.
Yes.
Well, at least
That's about all I can
Beyonce
say
is.
about that. That's about all I can say about it.
I like the remix better with Missy Elliott. I like that better than the original.
I like the Missy version, but the beat for the original is just sicker. That beat is just crazy.
Yeah. And this was the 3-team version of Destiny's Child, not the 4-team version.
Yes.
Michelle, Kelly, and Beyonce. Another good dance song as well.
Bootylicious is just what it says it is. It's bootylicious.
So the ultimate ass contest would be Bootylicious, Shake Your Ass, Hips Don't Lie, Rump Shaker, throw that in there.
Don't forget the thong song.
The thong song.
Juvenile, back that ass up.
Yeah. That's
Dirty
6.
version.
That's why I said back that ass
Oh,
up.
okay. All right.
Clean version is back that thing up.
Stupid.
My favorite version.
Baby Got Back.
My favorite version of Bootylicious is the 2 music teachers on Saturday Night Live doing it.
There you go.
That's the best one.
Wow.
Was that the same episode with Sweaty Balls?
I'm not sure.
Same cast.
Yeah.
Definitely the same cast. Y'all need to YouTube that shit right now.
Do it.
Anyways.
Do it.
18.
It'll change your life, seriously.
Christina Aguilera, Beautiful. 2000 and... Shit. What the hell is it?
I gave this song a little bit of shit when I was actually watching the countdown because I was really hoping that Dirty would have been on the countdown. But this song, it is what it is called. It is such a beautiful song.
It is.
It's a great song.
Yeah. She did well with this one.
Don't judge me for who I am. Just love me. Can't get much simpler than that.
Simple answer.
And Christina Aguilera's voice definitely helps. I think she has. I think she gets unfairly lumped into that, the Britney and Jessica Simpson and whoever else that she gets put on this list. She has an amazing voice. I think she has a much better voice than any of her supposed counterparts. That's what sets her apart from all the rest of them.
And the song lyrics, big credit has to go to Linda Perry for that.
Absolutely.
For those of you that don't remember who she is,
or never knew to begin with,
for non-blondes, look up the
yourselves.
song "What's Up." That is Linda Perry in her prime, as far as a performance artist.
She wrote a lot of music for Pink too.
Yeah, she actually wrote "Get the Party Started," which was earlier on the countdown.
There you go. 17. Coldplay's Clocks.
By the end of this countdown, I'm not going to have any cool stripes left. I can feel them being cut out of my skin right now. I like Coldplay. I'm a big Coldplay fan. I don't see why everybody's so down on them. I like Coldplay a lot. It's a great song and it came from a great album.
Coldplay took a long time to grow on me. Like, this song in particular was so overplayed when it dropped that I was like, oh my god, if I hear that piano riff one more time, I'm gonna find the motherfucker playing it and cut his hands off.
Damn.
But in time, once the radio stopped beating it to shit and they found their new flavor of the week to move on to, I was able to slowly start integrating it back into my playlist, and Bruce is right. This is a really, really great song from a great band. It's a shame that the mainstream radio insists on playing music like they're a 5 or a 6-year-old and just beating one song to death. There's got to be another 12 tracks on that album that could be getting some kind of play also. But that one is the only one you hear.
Well said. Number 16. Beyonce's Single Ladies Put a Ring on It. I like the song. It's a good song. Beyonce makes it her own. The video is simple, shot in black and white.
Already is her own.
I was going to say, it's not like she did a cover of it.
It defines her.
No, it doesn't.
Well, no, she's married now.
The song doesn't define her.
I'm hurt fist.
This video is the video that Kanye bum rushed Taylor Swift to steal her thunder over.
Beyonce got one of the best videos! As much as I like the song, though, and as much as I like the video, it was not the best video. It was put together. It was simple. Black leotards.
It was too simple to win the video of the year, in my opinion.
No crazy effects.
So much has been done in music videos that it takes something to knock you on your ass, in my opinion, to win video of the year. And while Taylor Swift's video didn't do that either, a freaking 3-year-old could have recorded this video.
3-year-olds dance to it already.
Yeah, and that shows what our society is coming to right there. We won't even get started on that one.
No. Number 15, U2's Beautiful Day.
Bruce is probably sitting here going, when are we going to get to the songs that I like to get?
I like U2, another one of my favorite bands. Just didn't get into that song.
It's another one that mainstream radio just beat to death. It was a good song, but it wasn't a great song. I have the same feeling with you two that I expressed many parts ago about Aerosmith.
Yep.
You know, their music of today doesn't hold a candle to their music of the 80s and the 90s. But as was established with Aerosmith, there are different guys today than they were back then. So you got to just take it with a grain of salt. You know, you try to put freaking Rattle and Hum or War or the Joshua Tree up against Discotheque and whatever album that this came off of, and it's like,
Octung Baby.
Really?
And I mean, even Octung Baby had some really good songs on it, but I mean, I don't remember whether or not that that song is from. No, it's not.
Octung Baby was
Octung
the
Baby
90s. That's the one that had
90s.
One in Mysterious Ways.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Even better than the real thing.
Number 14, Gnarls Barkley with Crazy.
Love that song.
I did too, until my fiance made it the ringtone for her mother. And anybody that's been around my fiance enough to know how often her mom blows her phone up can imagine really quickly how tired I got of that chorus.
Wow, did you really just say that on the internet, dude?
I did. Because we're expressing feelings about the song. I loved this song to death until it became that ringtone.
Jeff, speak.
If I've been sitting in the chair, I'd do the same thing, Bruce, because my ex made it the song for her mom too.
Wow.
So
We were laughing though when we told
Makes me really happy. I like my mother-in-law.
Right?
Yeah,
It's not that I don't like my mother-in-law, but, you know, she calls my fiance a lot. So you take a song that just has the chorus as the ringback tone, and you just get that crazy, I'll make you crazy, over and over and over and over and over again. About ready to put a freaking gun to your head. You hear it so much. If it had been any other part of the song, it probably wouldn't have been as bad. It was the freaking chorus. CeeLo Green is overrated, though. I wish he would go back to being the underground sensation that nobody knew about back when he was with the Goody Mob. He went commercial, blew up, and everybody's all on his Johnson. And I prefer the Goody Mob CeeLo that nobody knew about. He's doing cameos in Mystery Men and shit.
There you go. Number 13, Green Day's American Idiot. My problem with this, it's ranked high in the chart, in the countdown, but it didn't get very high in the top 100. It barely made the top 60. It was like 61 somewhere in there.
Something I would have been interested to know about, and I didn't think to ask you about looking this stat up, because I thought that this song was like a multi-week #1 myself. What was dominating the chart when this song came up? That's something we ought to try and look up and put up in post-production at the bottom of the tape here. Because I'd be curious to see what was dominating the chart when American Idiot came out that would have kept it from climbing so high. Because that song is awesome, that album is awesome.
Oh, yes.
They did something that only one band was able to do prior, and that was The Who. And they freaking were able to bring the rock opera back. And in a very well thought out and convincing way, in my opinion.
Green Day?
I like them. I'm not terribly familiar with the American Idiot album, but I like the song and I like the concept of the rock opera. You know, getting back to The Who, but yeah, I like it.
Okay, number 12, the Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling, which spent 14 weeks at #1.
I got a feeling I don't want to talk about this damn song.
I got a feeling that nobody out there in internet land can name me a Black Eyed Peas that came out before Fergie joined the band.
Yes, Jeff?
American Idiot was released in September 2004. By October 9th, it was #1. It passed Suit, the Suit by Nelly.
I'm talking about the song, not the album, Jeff.
This is the song. This is the song right here.
Suit is an album by Nelly.
All right, hang on. Sorry.
We've moved on, Jeff. That's why we said post-production.
Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Fine.
But I've got a feeling, in my opinion, is one of the Black Eyed Peas' worst songs. And again, I got a feeling that nobody out there in internet land can name me a Black Eyed Peas song before Fergie joined the band.
I can't. Black Eyed Peas?
I think
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less. Good
I
job.
think they're incredibly overrated, and the only reason they are where they are is because of Fergie.
Number 11, Rihanna featuring Jay-Z with Umbrella.
My favorite Rihanna song. That's about all I can say about it. I can't stand Rihanna. Overrated, overhyped, not as sexy as everybody makes her out to be, but put Jay-Z on a track with her and freaking makes the track awesome.
I'll just turn down the sound and look at Rihanna.
There you go. All right, top 10.
It's the final countdown.
Beat me to it.
Like I say, folks, I can't wait for all your comments on this, because we may do a part 10 after I read all your comments.
Seriously, just to get y'all's opinions on here.
Like, how can you say that? Statboy, you're cool. How can you say that? Statboy sucks. Anyway. Number 10. 50 Cent, In the Club. Don't start at once, guys.
You know, 50 Cent, I give 50 Cent a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, 50 Cent's an awesome lyricist who was able to get picked up by the right people to know how to market and produce his style. You know, signing with Shady Aftermath Records with Eminem and Dre. The song is a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I like the underground remix of it just a little bit better, where they mashed it up with 9 Inch Nails is Closer.
There you go. Great back.
Awesome song.
What, am I supposed to talk now?
Yes, you've been doing it for 8 parts. You can keep going.
Fuck you want me to say about 50 Cent?
Enough said.
I want to know why he couldn't get 2 more quarters and call him Dollar.
I want to know why the hell he didn't move out the way after the first damn time he got shot. Getting shot 9 times ain't shit to be proud of. Move your ass out the way, stupid.
The opinions of 7 are Statboy approved.
Anyway, number 9.
They already wouldn't be on the show.
Number 9, Mariah Carey's We Belong Together. 14 weeks on the top number 1. Not in the same...
Not consecutive.
Not consecutive.
I used to really like Mariah Carey. I don't know what happened.
She got slutty?
No, I like Slutty.
Yeah,
Slutty.
Slutty's good.
I don't have a problem with Slutty.
No.
You know, Slutty with a hoe-ass undertone. You know, I like that.
Okay.
There's some hoes in
but
this
I
house.
used to...
There's some hoes in this
I
house.
used to really like Mariah Carey, and then I don't know what happened.
She went crazy.
Sometimes crazy is good too, but that's another show. That's another discussion for another time.
She married Nick Cannon.
There we go.
There we go. That's
a
where
problem in itself, right
that's
there.
where Mariah Carey jumped the shark, because I can't think of a more talentless waste of space than Nick Cannon. Like, seriously.
Ryan Seacrest?
Wild and Out, or...
Somebody tell me that's something that Nick Cannon has done since Drumline that was actually good. I'll wait. And don't say Mariah Carey.
You thought Drumline was good?
I think that was the best thing that boy has done.
Okay.
That's not saying much, but if that's the standard bar that you got to hold him to, name me something better.
We'll just be
I'll
over
name you
here
the next song.
Love Don't Cost a Thing, the movie, not the J-Lo song. God awful. The best thing about that movie was Keenan. Wild and Out was a successful show because of Cat Williams. As soon as Cat Williams left, the show went to shit.
Yeah.
I can't name one of his music songs.
I can.
Because he's supposedly an R&B singer, but I can't name you one of his hits.
Nope.
And then he's got Mariah Carey.
And twins. You're the baby daddy, Nick. Take care of them. Number 8.
It's not like he's got anything successful on the horizon to get money to take care of him.
Can we get to the next song, please?
Jay-Z featuring Alicia Keys, Empire State of Mind.
My only problem with this song is I think it's way too new of a song to be top 10.
2009. October 20th was when it came out.
I think that this song and 99 Problems should be flip-flopped. Personal opinion.
I'm sorry, I was sitting here playing real music in my head. I've never even heard the song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's pop music. I don't listen to pop music.
I was going to say, if you haven't picked that up by now with the Lacuna Coil and Slayer references, I don't know what we've got to do to get it across to you that Bruce plus pop equals what the fuck.
Exactly. Number 7, Justin Timberlake featuring Timbaland with Sexy Back.
And it's another song I ain't gonna be able to say shit about.
I'm gonna say what they pretty much said on the TV. Not a huge fan of Justin Timberlake. I'm not a huge NSYNC fan. But if there was one man that was able to start bringing Sexy Back to music, it was Justin Timberlake.
There you go.
However, I want everybody to go online and legally download Poison's version of Sexy Back because it's a million times better.
Number 6, Kanye West featuring Jamie Foxx with Gold Digger. 10 weeks at number 1. It's probably the only thing we can agree, or hopefully agree, that Kanye West did right.
I'd have to dispute that one. I like the song, don't get me wrong. But I think Kanye had better songs than Gold Digger.
Which one's better? Pick one song.
Through the Wire.
There you go.
Diamonds from Sierra Leone.
Okay. You're just waiting, aren't you?
Oh, fuck, y'all keep looking at me. It's pop music.
I
already told you that shit.
It's all pop music for the rest of the countdown.
So you basically lied to him because you told him there were other songs he was actually going to
Yeah, what was the song that I was supposed to get excited about?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Kill me later.
I'm punching in your fucking face.
Go ahead.
Number 5, Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone.
He's walking out. There he goes.
Which is the only song that didn't make it to number 1 in the charts that made it in the top 10.
Which for that reason I think it shouldn't be in the top 10. Nothing against Kelly Clarkson. I like Kelly Clarkson. I like that song. Didn't reach number 1. You shouldn't be top 10.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that, yeah. It's about the most I can say about the song.
What were you saying earlier about Kelly Clarkson when we were in the green room area before we started filming about her thick ass and stuff?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm all about that.
Just not her music.
Just not her music.
Okay.
Number 4, Eminem's Lose Yourself. 12 weeks at number 1.
There you go.
And it won an Oscar.
Awesome song. Awesome video. Really good movie. Not going to call it awesome because at the end of the day it wasn't awesome. It was really good though, all things considered. I'm going to take the words out of Jeff's mouth. Something that he said last night. I'm glad that the one representation of Eminem that is on this countdown isn't one of his songs that is laced with foul language and profanities. Because it proves that Eminem can deliver a solid hip-hop song without fuck being in every other word.
There you go. He can do it. Number 3.
He can do it! Somebody had to.
Yes, you did. Number 3, Lady Gaga's Poker Face. Again,
shut up, Bruce.
No, speak, Bruce.
No, please say, because I was all on it last night. Please.
But basically, the backstory is it was being teased as we got closer and closer, and we're thinking, please don't let Lady Gaga be number 1. Please. And as soon as it popped up as number 3, a huge sigh of the relief came out. In fact, I even tweeted with the hashtag 100 Greatest that I was very happy that Lady Gaga was not number 1. Go ahead.
Collective sigh of relief. Did you not see the giant burn in the side of the couch from my ass because I was that pissed off that she was that high in the first fucking place?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Lady Gaga should
no
not
fucking
have been
reason.
top 10. I can maybe give her top 20.
I wouldn't even
but
give
not
her
top
that.
10.
And of the whole decade.
Only because this song was everywhere. I don't like it. I don't like her. We established that back at number 49 with Bad Romance. But because the song was everywhere, I can understand her cracking the top 20, but not the top 10.
There you go. What were you going to say?
Yeah, the third greatest song in the last 10 years is Poker Face. Bullshit. Go ahead.
Number 2, Outkast's Hey Ya.
I like Outkast. I like that song a lot.
I do too.
Outkast is a hugely underrated duo.
Yeah, terribly underrated.
And now we're at number 1, which only lasted 6 weeks at number 1. Beyonce featuring Jay-Z. Do I even have to say it?
Yes, because they've done a few songs together.
Yeah.
Gotta specify which one. Crazy in Love.
Crazy in Love. The booty bouncing song, I like to call it.
You stop it, Narnia gonna get pissed.
Seriously, I'm telling you, Aslan is gonna pounce through this wall and viciously rip your throat out.
Somebody.
You keep banging on the door to Narnia like
Seriously,
that.
we've all been doing it the last few weeks. Somebody's gonna die.
There's no doubt in my mind that Beyonce owned the decade. She's had 3 songs in the top 20.
Yep.
1 with Destiny's Child, 2 as a solo. Like her, hate her, whatever. She deserved the #1 spot.
Yep. You
guys are just happy Lady Gaga didn't get it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Honestly, God, yes.
Now, I do have to point out, though, that there's a lot of artists that did not make the top 100 that, you know, we could sit here and rack our brains about, and I'm still trying to figure out why some of them didn't.
Because it was the fans.
Whether the songs released were in the peak of their career or the twilight of their career, there's still bands that are relevant today that were relevant that whole decade that aren't in there. The first band that comes to my mind is Metallica. There is no Metallica in that entire 100. Like I said, granted, you know, Frantic, Saint Anger, that stuff, by far not their greatest work.
Definitely not.
But some of it should have a spot in at least the bottom 50 of the 100, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I mean, like you said, you could throw anybody out there from any year.
The Day That Never Comes
There you go.
should be in there.
Or you,
that was good.
Or you could take another song from the same artist and replace them. It's like, why does it gotta be this song over that one?
Yeah.
You know? So
Prince. Prince has no representation in the decade, and granted, again, not as prominent in the 2000s as he was in the 80s and even the 90s. But that Musicology album, I thought, was really awesome, and the title track was good, and could have had a spot in at least the bottom 50.
And then you can also go by the
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he had stuff.
He had a few albums come out. Invincible, You Rock My World, Butterflies. No Michael.
Yeah, I mean, did you finally forget that he was gone by not putting him in the countdown? I mean, come on, guys. And you didn't have to also. There was more pop and R&B than rock, which
doesn't surprise me.
Which still has me wonder why the hell I'm here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Nirvana's You Know You're Right come out in the 2000s?
I don't think so. I think that's an older song. I think it was released in...
Right, it was released on that box set because it was like a dormant song for most of their career.
Yeah,
So it would have counted in the year of release.
Yeah.
So apparently it should have been the top 100 teeny bopper and R&B stuff.
Right? I mean,
it's like if you go to your local Best Buy or whatever, there are thousands of CDs there. It's not all pop, it's not all rock, it's not all R&B, it's not all hip hop.
Do
it's not all
yourself a
rap.
favor. Don't even go to Best Buy. Find a little hole-in-the-wall independent music store and shop there.
Find a Fingerprints. Find a VIP Records.
A tape and record room, like they
something like that.
Find a tower if you can.
Ja Rule. Ja Rule was hot in the first part of the 2000s, and the only song of his on the countdown is the Murder remix of a J-Lo song.
That wasn't, it was featuring Ja Rule.
You know.
It wasn't Ja Rule by himself. Yeah. So, that's the 100 greatest songs of the 2000s. Again, the full list is on VH1.com. They have their stuff there.
And you'll be able to get the songs and the artist and the release year of each of these songs in the episode description when we post these.
We'll do that too, so leave us your comments. We'll try and get to each one as we can. I want to thank my brothers, Renegade, thank you.
Thank you.
Seven, thank you. Next episode coming up for me, I promise we will go back to wrestling, okay? Don't go get, oh, Statboy needs to stay wrestling. We'll go to wrestling, I swear. So, for the Renegade and for 7, Statboy is